at its finest. I sure am. I sure am. Can you even believe we're going to play with a carrot? I know it's just January, but we got to get our Easter designs going. So we are going to put this carrot into a wreath. And we normally make these carrots on their own, super easy, but I thought, how fun would it be to put a giant carrot in a wreath? So you know it's going to be fun for sure. So let's get going. Say hello. Come on in, and let us know you're watching. We're so blessed to have you here. Wherever you're watching, make sure you like and follow, subscribe, get live notifications, do all the things, because that helps us grow and continue to provide free content for you to enjoy and to learn how to floral design and all this good stuff that I love to do. So let's get going. We're going to keep it. It's Friday night. We're going to have a lot of fun on my... If you want to see behind the scenes in a different angle, you know you can go over to TikTok and watch us. On TikTok, we're Keleas.com. And our TikTok viewers over here. Hey guys, good to see you. You guys watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you just leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a hello. We'll get back to you and we'll help you whatever you need. I see you guys coming on. Hi, Cindy. Fantastic. All right, so far, we're going to start off super easy. This is an 18-inch grapevine. I've been using a lot of 18s lately. I like things huge. I'm from Texas, remember? We like them big, big, big. Oh, you guys, don't forget, our text list is where you want to be. The whole time we were at market, we send out texts to people on our text list to get feedback about what we were carrying. So make sure you're on there. Go to textklee.com. The number is also in the description of this post. So you can join us. Hi, Patty. Good to see you. I got two Patties with eyes. Hello, guys. Hey, Teresa and Brenda. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to get going with some greenery to get this party started. But last Wednesday, we made this bow, right? Because it's such a cute, stinking cute bow. This one. I cannot resist using it. It's similar to the one we made on the bunny, but it's a little bit different. Isn't it cute? I love using the check in there as a contrast. I think it's so fun. So let's go get going. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Tommy and Debbie Davis. Good to see you guys. Hey, Kathy. We've got a lot of our regulars on here. If you're over on TikTok, you want to say hi, please do. Say hello. I'll talk back to you. I will. So these are real easy to work with. You can shred them. And don't forget, we're going to text the supply list out. We'll either do it right after the video. We probably will do it right after the video today. Or we'll do it tomorrow. Happy Friday to you, Diana. I need to cut this one. This one's a little tight. Let me cut it. I'd like to tear these, but it wasn't cooperating. Oh, good. Thanks, Janet. Awesome job. Awesome job. Absolutely spread the love wherever you can. We appreciate it for sure. Okay. Y'all, these are pretty good. What's Melly Mel calls these, like stubs or nubs? These are pretty good nubs to keep. They make good wreath hangers, so I'm going to hold on to those. Always check your stems of your flowers, because if they have good texture or they're easy to mold and bend, you want to hold on to them. All right, let me bring my camera over here with me. We'll move over just a little bit. How you guys doing over there? Y'all can see what's going on. Fantastic. All right, let me bring that. Well, I don't have to bring that over there. I'm trying to get in my comfort zone, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Susan, so what they're asking about, guys, on the comments is I just got back from a buying market where you go buy wholesale. So to go to those markets, you have to be able to buy wholesale, and you can just check on the market's website to see what the rules are, okay? Every market has its own rules. There's markets throughout the country. This was the one in Dallas. Hello, Rhonda. Party time, Georgie. Girl, I like it. Coming in strong with the party time. So let's get some of this in. I picked out a greenery for this that's long and lanky. We've got to offset this gigantic carrot. So we've got to have this long length to go off of it. Fantastic. You guys, make sure also you're letting us know here, but in the text list also. Do both. Hello, Donna. Great to see you. So glad you're here hanging out with us. All the blue merinos are coming tonight. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I was getting ready to, I was filming for a TikTok, like a regular TikTok before I got started on this project, because I try to remember to do something cute. to catch people's eyes on TikTok. And I threw the bow up here on the wreath because I'm going to edit the image where it looks like the bow lands up there when it's all done. And it actually stuck on the wreath perfectly. Perfectly. It was crazy. Hi, Ginger. Good to see you guys. Oh my gosh. Hey, Kamala. Good to see you. All right. I got a couple of greeneries at the top. Now I'm going to have a couple at the bottom. Hey, Carolyn. Thank you, Amelia. Hey, Kim. You guys are just coming in strong tonight. All right. Let's have a little bit of action down here. I love this one. I like this greenery because it just reaches out so far. And if you've never been here before, I'm using Spanish moss to cover my glue. So that's what you see me rolling up. And I don't like to see mechanics in designs. I like that all to be hidden. So that's something I consistently am working on with my design school students. I kind of beat it into their heads. I'm nicely beat it into their heads. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, Suzanne. Oh my gosh. Hey, is it cold where you're watching from? How's your weather? Tell me. And by the way, we just got like a bunch of florals in. They are not all online yet, so hold your breath. Oh my gosh. They're so pretty. I cannot wait to play with all of them. Hey, Donna. Hey, Carolyn. Oh, Carolyn, I think I tagged you on your wrong profile. But I saw some cute music stuff for you at market. Oh my gosh, I think I tagged you on the wrong one. All right, let's put 3 and 3 here. I've still got one more bush of greenery if we want to add more. Oh, thanks, Penny. Hello, Vicky. All right, let's put one more at the bottom. Okay, let me bring this over here so I can see what you guys are seeing. I think I can raise it up maybe a little higher, but I don't know if I can go all the way. Let me see. Yeah, you can see that okay. Let me zoom in just a little bit. 24 degrees with 10 inches of snow. Oh, I'm complaining about, I don't own really winter clothes. I don't have proper winter clothes. I need to do some shopping, literally. I need to. If it's going to stay winter for any length of time, I've got to get serious about this. I'm never going to get serious about winter, right? Oh my gosh. I did get to the Dallas market. Yes, I did. We got all of our shopping done. And oh my gosh, we prepared for our subscription boxes, which is so exciting. So y'all are going to have to be watching out for those. They're going to be amazing. How you guys doing on TikTok over here? Oh my gosh, minus 25, Sandy. Holy moly. You win, Sandy. Minus 25, Sandy. Where are you watching from? Sandy must be somewhere where it's very cold. Oh, Linda, 33. Whoa. Oh, Jamie, in Colorado Springs, it was 60. Listen to this. This is crazy. All right, now my second greenery I'm going to bring in with is kind of like a filler bush. Can you see it here, guys? It is just fun because it works like a greenery and it has like a little berry on there. It's just a really nice texture. So I think it's a fun one to use. Oh, Sandy's from Minnesota. Oh my gosh, y'all. Sandy's watching over on TikTok, Minnesota. Oh my gosh. That's the real deal. Teens, Teresa. Oh my goodness. Wilhelmine 36. Oh, wow. Hey, Miss SpongeBob. Good to see you. Good evening. Y'all, I don't do winter very well. I know it's just January and it's even going to get worse in February here in Houston, but I'm going to cross my fingers. Oh, good. The snow is melted. I mean, maybe that's bad. Maybe it's good to have the snow not melted. Susan, 11 degrees in Iowa. Y'all, I'm not adjusted to that. No, no, no. So I'm going to start off by putting one of these greeneries just a little bit lower here. And then I think I'll have one go the opposite direction coming down from there. We're just going to fill in kind of between where we put the others. Kind of get it just built right up. All right, if you guys have questions over here, I see some more folks coming on to TikTok. Ask away. I'm happy to help. I'm Keleas if you've never been here. If you're new on Facebook too, let us know. We've been getting a lot of new people from our reels. If any of you guys are in business coaching over at Makers University, you guys have to be utilizing your reels on Facebook. They are helping us grow so much. So make sure you're doing that. And if you're not a member of Makers University, you want to learn more about having a business online and optimizing social media, make sure you go over to coachkeleas.com. It will take you directly over and you can learn more and more. Because we're always learning, for sure. Brenda, it's pretty cool how I did the woodsy wreath things at Market was loaded with woodsy stuff. Maybe I started the trend. Nah, I can't take credit for the trend. The woodsy thing has been around for years. I would say it ebbs and flows. One of the newer trends I saw this year, which is not exactly new, but it's kind of like mixing that boho style that's really trending for weddings and some home decor and mixing that with farmhouse a little bit. It's really pretty interesting. And that was something I just saw at the wholesale market. It's not rocket science or anything, but I thought it was pretty, very clean lines. And if it's what the younger generations want, that's fine. Jenny says, how do you determine, she's got a quite great question, y'all. How do you determine if you're using greenery or filler? Usually a filler would be a flower, okay? In this case, it's not a flower, and it's not a contrasting color. Like you could have a cute orange filler flower or a cream filler flower. Instead, we decided to use the green that's already in here. But it's got like a little lighter berry. The berry is just a little lighter, so it's adding a little contrast. I generally want 2 to 3 greeneries in a design anyway. So if I have something like this that can serve 2 purposes, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's a great question, Jenny. They can kind of be interchanged depending on the design. Okay, we're going to put one more up here. So we've kind of got the long, lengthy textures here on the ends, and I want them there because I want to drag that eye out the whole length. Y'all, I teach floral design, so that's what we're learning here. Okay, that's what we're learning tonight. If you're on over here on TikTok or you're on YouTube, that's what we're talking about. How to do placement to make this extend out. And you know what? When your wreaths look like they're more dramatic, you can get more money for them. Secret. Debbie says she sold 14 woodland snowman wreaths. It's very popular in Massachusetts. Yay, Debbie, beautiful. It really is. Woodland is super popular at Christmas because people like that natural look. And people have always loved to use natural elements in Christmas. But I appreciate you, Brenda, giving me credit for the trend. I appreciate it. We picked out our theme for this year's workshop. It's going to be different, so y'all stay tuned. I've always got to change up the themes, and we're really excited about this year's workshop. And that will be in the fall next year. So if you're in design school, we'll be telling you all about it. So I'm just kind of mirroring the placement. I'm going to come up here and put one right between. Okay, and that's going to give me one more. And then we have already tied the bow for this project. Can you guys tell them in the comments what days we did bows? What days we do bows in case anybody needs help? Christina says she has one of those carrots left from last year. Perhaps I should try this design. You sure could, girlfriend. You can do this one. You can decorate it up. You can just have so much fun. There's so many options. Who's over here? Hey, Lori, I see you here. You did find me. Fantastic. Make sure you follow me over here on TikTok, too. I don't know if you call it a follow or whatever you call it. Do it. Oh, my gosh, y'all. Okay, let's come in with carrots now. I love these carrots. We used these the other day. I think we used these. Yeah, we did on the bunny. I think they have a really fun texture. I think they just have the coolest texture. Yes, you guys are answering. We do bows on Wednesdays, guys, and I have been going live on TikTok too. It's just you can't see the replay on TikTok. You have to catch us live. So if you want to catch any of our replays, you can go to our blog at Keleas.com. We've got lots of bow videos. Yes, you guys are so good. All right, so these are going to go in next. Obviously, I'm picking out this. I shouldn't say obviously. I'm using a carrot because I'm reflecting the design in the carrot. And then there's this cream kind of off-white dot, which goes perfectly with these carrots. They're muted. Oh, Karen, thank you for the stars over here on Facebook. You are amazing. Thank you. So before we put the carrots in, let's get the bow in. So this was done on Wednesday. This is called a funky bow. It basically has 8-inch tails that go up and down. and crisscross. Becky, we do have the big carrot for sale. We're going to have a supply list for this whole project. As soon as it's done, we'll be texting it out. Yay, Angela, yay! All right, let's go ahead and put this in. I'm going to put it right about here where we created the two greeneries. Yes, Janet, this whole project comes from Keleas. I try to only use products from Keleas.com because those products are what help keep my family having a roof over our head and taking very good care of my baby and my two doggies and my hubby. So, yes, Keleas.com. All right, let's go right in the middle. I'm going to go right down. And I kind of like to put it, you know, instead of straight, I like to kind of go cattywampus with it, like angled. Oh, see how cute that is already? All we did was a bow and greenery. And listen, if you want to be making one of those, what do you call them? Like quick sellers that you can sell multiples of, you could do this. You could totally do this. Easy peasy. You don't have to add a whole bunch of stuff, okay? You know I'm going to add some more and make it snazzy. But greenery and a beautiful bow and a nice piece is ample a lot of times, okay? Hi, Ramona. So good to see you too. And Cheryl, fantastic. I'm so glad to be back, Patty. Thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you. Oh, Beverly's saying she's so excited to see me back home. She loved watching me play Roadrunner on the mobility cart. Yeah, I had to rent a mobility cart at Market to not hurt my knee, just not to be exhausted. So Nicole and I were having more fun creating fun videos for y'all. It was so fun. Well, Karen, I'm glad you're here, and you come anytime. We're so glad you're here. Brenda, am I responsible for your hoarding? We thank you, Brenda. Yes, right, a quick win, right? Really, it is a great quick win when we do these kind of easy projects. All right, let's break some of these down. We have 2 of these picks allocated for the project, so I'm thinking a couple of carrots up top, a couple of carrots down below. So let's get going. I'm going to take and just rip these. I like hand wrap things so they're easy to take apart. Hey, Jenny, we are working actually on an 18-inch grapevine base that we started with right here. That's okay. Penny says it was smart to rent the scooter. Yes, it was, because I'm actually still recovering from having COVID, so I get tired too. So, and when you're making a lot of financial decisions, you don't need to be tired and exhausted. You need to be fresh. And y'all, Nicole went with me, and so fantastic. You guys, Nicole's my assistant, but she lives in Florida, so it was really nice to have her along, helping keep us organized. Y'all, we planned out workshops. We planned out Simple Saturday projects. It's so fun. I mean, I'm just so excited. Y'all, Simple Saturdays will be happening tomorrow. So come join us tomorrow at noon. We got a new video that comes out every Saturday. And there's our first carrot in right there, okay? And tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait for you to see it. Yeah, Anna says the funky bow is a great way for you to use leftover ribbon. It sure is. It's also very effective in a lot of projects. Sometimes you don't want to utilize the long tails. Now, a lot of times I love to have long tails, so it's totally fine, and I love that look. But there's other times you just want to pop, you know, you want a little pop. So on the last Bow Wednesday, we did blast off funky bows. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, Sue's ready for spring. Awesome. So I got 2 in there. I'm going to do 3. And I'm going to use that third one to kind of come down. I'm looking at the angle of the carrot. I'm trying to complement that with the way I'm putting these in. So I'm just going to come right in here and put that third one. And I kind of like these a little tight to the bow, but they would be a lot of fun kind of shooting out. You see in that wreath on the wall, the white wreath on the wall? We did that in design school, and what we did a little bit different is we did use the florals out on the perimeter to do stuff differently and to try to add some drama to the perimeter of the wreath, where normally the greenery gets the class out there. So I think that turned out so fun, and I think you could do the same thing on this if you wanted to. Just go all hard on the carrots extended out if you wanted to. I'm going to go tight though. Okay. Oh, nice and warm, Mary. Becky, noon central is when the new video comes out, and we'll send out a text alert and you can go enjoy watching it. Oh my gosh. Carol, when did I get COVID? It was at the beginning of December. So kind of before it all exploded again here in Houston. I don't know how it is everywhere, but it's exploded here again. And yes, if you wanted to ask, we were vaccinated, but you know what? We got over it. We're getting better every day. So everything's worked out fine. Oh, that does sound nice, that temperature. Hey, Kay. Good to see you. Thanks, Maya. So we've got our 3 carrots now. We're going to use these on the top. So I'm going to bring the wreath down a little bit so I can reach that and get it rocking and rolling. How you guys doing over on TikTok? How's the questions over here? Hey, Parker. Good to see you. I love you guys popping in on TikTok. I noticed, y'all, that my angle is different, so it's fun. Cheryl, how am I putting in carrots? So I'm taking the carrots and we are just gluing them. They're foam. They're really light. So they're going in easy. So we're going to just mirror the placement we had down here up at the top. Let's go in. Rock and roll. Okay, so I need one kind of close. So I'm just, when I say mirror the placement, I'm just going to repeat what I had down here, up here. Yeah, you just never know, guys. Hey, Teresa. Girl, I love the carrots every year. And if you haven't seen the bunnies on the website, you better get them because some other folks found them. You better hurry. All those bunnies with the top hats are flying off the shelves. All the colored bunnies. We got bunnies. Bunnies are flying everywhere. Yay, Carolyn. Aren't they fun to work with? Oh, yeah. I've been doing the carrots for several years. I sold a lot of them on Etsy. They're just a great little shop filler. And then it's fun when I normally decorate them. And I think we had a blog post that just came out. I know it did, where we decorate just the carrot. So if you want to see that and try that, you can do that. That's on Keleas.com. Right? Oh, is it, Jenny? Oh my gosh. You're loving the carrots? Me too. Me too. Okay. So there's my carrots. Now I'm going to pop in. Here you guys go. We're going to put in this little white twiggy berry. I love to add twigs to add dimension and a little depth. And we're picking out this one with the white berries because it's going to mirror the design on the polka dot. See? See? Carolyn, you bought the bunnies too. You're smart. You're smart. You guys, if you're just seeing us for the first time or you're watching over here on TikTok, y'all, it's Keleas.com. It's Keleas.com. Thanks for stopping by. Don't be a stranger. Come shop with us. Spend some money with us, or just come hang out and support our family business and my dream. I love y'all. Debbie, the carrots are so cute. Okay, so it's berry and twig time. Now, these will be on the supply list too. You're getting 5 in here. So it won't be exactly even, but I think I'm going to put 3 at the top and 2 at the bottom. You can just make your decision on your design. I think it'd be fun to just kind of come around a little bit more with these. So that's what I'm going to do. You can do yours however you want. Oh my gosh. You used up all of yours already. Oh my gosh, that's great. Santa, it's not a kit, but it's going to have a supply list. So you can buy all of these things. You can buy what you need to make it exactly. Or if you want to eliminate a couple of things and just use that greenery. Or maybe you just want to have a couple of carrots, depending on the price point. We like to do the supply list so you can pick how much you want to put in. How many of everything is plastic? Generally, 99% of everything I sell is plastic. Yes. And flowers are made of polyester. There's really no silk flowers. So it's, even though they're called that, they're really not silked. All right, let's come in here. These right here, these are foam. I love the texture of foam. These are plastic. Plastic, even though some people are offended by plastic florals, the neat thing is they give so much texture to wreaths. And they're really, I do a pretty good job of picking out ones that have a really good paint job. So that's where you can tell the difference. Yeah, Diane, our website is Keleas.com. It's my name. Keleas.com. It's pinned right at the bottom. If you want to go to our website at, what was I going to say? If you want to go to textkele.com and get on our text list, we'll send you this supply list directly to your phone. You don't even have to find it. Oh, Kimmy says she's still in a farmhouse Christmas state of mind. Those giant jingle bells and plaid ribbon. Oh my gosh. I was sharing pictures from Market with Design School, and they were loving these big giant bells that were rustic. They were loving it. Okay, let's go right in the center here. I love to add a little bit of twigs. We're just popping. We are popping. Let's put this up here. Let's spread these apart. Okay, and let's come down. I've got 2 to use down. And I think we'll just kind of go either side of the bow and pop those in. Oh, Janet's going to be decorating a wedding frame arch with florals for your friend's son's wedding in October. It'll be your first. Those look so fun. You guys, I saw at Market, and they weren't decorated, or I would have showed them to you guys. They're like a mini table frame. So instead of the big frame that the bride and groom stand over, there were smaller frames for the table. I was like, oh my gosh, I think we need this. Hey, Terry, if you want to get to the supply list, just go to textkele.com. And you'll be on our text list, and we'll text you out the supply list so you can find it with one click. You still have 14 Christmas trees up and down. You got to take them. Cindy, I know. It's fun decorating, but then we have to take it down, don't we? Honey Bunny did take down the inflatables while we were gone to Market, which was kind of good because we didn't want them to get wet with any rain. So that was great. But we still have archways to take down and with lights and just so much. Good for you, Suzette. That sounds nice. Yeah, in Houston, it's a little hard to decorate, to figure out exactly what you want to do. Because one day it could be like spring here, and the next day it could be, 30. Which I know y'all are going, Clee, don't complain. I'm not complaining that much. Okay, I really don't think we need the third bush of the greenery. I'm really kind of happy with what we got going on here. That looks adorable. We're kind of letting the carrot speak for itself. I've got one more piece of the greenery, and I'm going to put it just right here in the center because I've got a little bit of a hole. I don't know if you can see that. So always keep like a little piece aside so you can make sure you can pop it in any holes you have. So let's go up here. I'm just going to go right behind my twig. I don't want to hide my twig too much. Got to go a little bit lower, buddy. I can't get it where I want it. I want you low. There we go. Sometimes you got to just fight it to put it in there. Oh my gosh. This was so stinking cute. We're ready to make a cute Easter carrot. We've made these carrots all different kinds of ways, and I came up with an even cuter design today for us to play with. These carrots have this great frame where it's metal and it'll help support your whole design. And look how fun this is. You can take and add all kind of depths and dimension by taking and rotating the petals up here on the top of the grass on the carrot. Get them some dimension and get that rocking. I'm always a big fan of that. So for this project, we're using a couple of filler grass here with a little yellow berry, some carrots, some little, this is mini leaf bush we're going to put on. We're going to need a little block of phloem, and we have this one already cut. It's going to be going right up here at the top. You'll need a few floral pins and, of course, some ribbons to complement your project. We'll have the supply list for you. Just ask in the comments. If you are on our text list, go to textkele.com if you're not already. We'll be texting out not only that this new videos is online for you, but also that the supply list is available. I just took this block of glue and I put it in my glue pot. And if you haven't seen how to use a glue pot before, just come check us out on all our videos. I use them all the time. Now that's kind of going into the metal base there and the grapevine. I'm going to take some of these U pins. These are these little metal pins here. They are shaped like a U. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but we're going to use those in here to hold everything together. So I'm going to kind of come from the back, and we're going to grab the actual frame here as we push these pins in. So that way it gives it a more stable base. I do this a lot with my designs. I am a big fan of foam. You can get the foam at any craft store. That's the one thing we don't sell at Keleas.com, but they have it available at a lot of craft stores, and even some dollar stores have the blocks of foam. And you're going to cut it to this smaller little piece here. You can't go real little, but cut it small enough to where it can, it's a lot less to hide if you keep it small, but it's got to have its strength here. So if it gets too little, it gets weak. Okay, it's all wired in, and that's good to go. It's really easy to build our design off of this. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to start with some of these killer bushes here that are so beautiful. They have this great greenery and a neat twig on it. So what I want to do is just take and tear these. Hand wrap bushes that we sell on our website are super easy to work with because all you do is tear them. Literally, watch that. You don't even need a knife. It does make a little mess, but that keeps you from cutting as much. It makes it that simple for you. Now you're going to need some wire cutters, and we're going to take and trim these down each to just a couple of inches. And I'll throw those in the trash. We just need little short stems here. I'm going to cut those off. Fantastic. Now let's start to get our placement going, rocking and rolling with these. Let me bring my electric skillet up here so it'll be easier when we start to put the pieces in our design. I'll bring it up. I was going to wait on that, but we need it closer. Oh, my cord is stuck, guys. Come on, cord up. We need it right here, right close by. Yes, that'll just make it easier. All right. I'm going to get those little papers off there. So I'm going to use these. My hanger on this is right here at the center. So this carrot is going to pretty much hang whatever direction I put the weight on. So I'm going to kind of have this going left to right on him right here. So we're going to have this piece going in this way. And I'll just spread that out. Let me scoot you over, dude. And we're just going to keep kind of going one on top, one on bottom, and we'll work opposite. So I'm going to swirl that around in my glue pot, and we'll go down. Hold your foam while you're placing these in because you don't want it to just pop off on you. I'm going to go up and down. These are so cute. Always a great seller in my Etsy store, and also in our store we rent space in. These kind of cute pieces, they're not available at the craft stores. People can't just go buy wreaths like this. They have to get them from a creative like you and a maker like you. So make sure you're making things like this that we know our customers are going to love. All right, we've got a few pieces started. Now there's going to be a beautiful bow here with tails in a little bit, but I want to get my carrots in next. And these carrots are going to go just kind of all shooting out of the top. I love the texture on these. I've used these once before on another video, and I'm in love with them. They've got kind of like fuzzy pant material with a cute little stripe. Adorable. It's just so adorable. So I'm going to take these, just kind of have them pop off the top here. I think I'll have 2 go high and 1 go low. So I tell you what, we're going to hold off on the low one until we get the bow in so I can have it positioned perfect so it shows up coming out of the bow. Now it's time for some of our grass bush. This is the mini leaf bush. And I'm going to take this and push these up and spread these out. You guys, if you don't already follow us here, make sure to follow and like our page. Also subscribe so you can get more notifications anytime we put out a new video. You can also go to textkeleas.com and sign up for our text list. So it's Keleas, not plural, textkeleas.com, and it will, you'll put your number in, text us the word coupon, and it'll send you a coupon for your first purchase. I'm going to take and put these on either side here. We're going to start to fill out our design. Isn't that gorgeous? And one of the things I'm always teaching my design school students is you want depth and dimension. So you can see I'm starting to lift that up. These are all wired. So you can look beautiful, like you're cheating in your design because you don't have to let nature do it. You can use the wire inside to take these and make them kind of come up. C-shaping that. Let's put this one on this side. Great, great, great. And let's have one go up the middle. I'm going to leave this one kind of shooting straight. And we'll pop that behind where we had the yellow. So I've got a beautiful base. Remember, there's going to be a bow, so we're going to leave a hole in the middle for a moment. I'm going to shoot one more greenery kind of coming out the bottom underneath this fun yellow. I love that. That's looking great. So we got a great start here. Now let's put this aside for a second. Let's tie our bow, and then we're going to put all the magical pieces together. Now I want you to notice all the depth. There's a ton of depth. So as we build this up, we're going to keep adding layers of the florals underneath. So I'm going to pull this to the side, and we're going to grab our easy bow maker and tie our bow for this design. It's going to be a simple bow using a couple of oranges. I'm all in on the carrots this season. I'm doing a big display at our booth at the shop in carrots. So I'm making all kinds of carrots to take there. So we're starting off with a 20-inch tail. Come to the center and twist. Now these loops are going to be out at 6 inches. So 6 inches and twist. I'm going to come over to the other side. 6 inches and twist. And we're going to do 2 loops, okay? On each side, both at 6 inches. All right, here's our next loop at 6. Come to the center, twist. 1 more here on the right. 6 inches, scrunch that down. I'm fluffing these both out here. That's so perfect. Now I'm going to bring my tails here to the middle, and we're going to trim these at an angle. All right, fantastic. Now I'm going to come in with my next ribbon, which is this cute little stripe. We're going to pop that in here, and now my tails will be 2 inches shorter. So these will sit at about 18 inches. I'll cut it trim. If you want it a little shorter, I like the combo of 16-14, but we're working at 20-18 on the links of these tails. This loop's at 5.5, so you're always decreasing your loop length to bring the eye into the center of that bow. And you guys know on Wednesdays we are live at 7 o'clock Central Time on Facebook and YouTube, and also on TikTok, making bows. Now grab a cable tie. I'm going to run that right down the center here. Put a finger in the center and add some pressure. And we'll get that tight, but not too tight. Okay, just like this. Hold pressure with your fingers and rotate this back between them. Now you need to fluff this up before you finish tightening the whole bow up. I'm a big fan of this carrot ribbon and this stripe. They're 2 nice ribbons to work with. The tails need to be going down. And before we get this real tight, we're going to add a cable tie to the center. Oh, no, we're not going to add a cable tie. We're going to add a U-pin that we used earlier to secure our foam on. We're going to add that right to the center. Now I'm just going to rotate that around. Now we're going to take these and trim them off. Just like that. And then I'm going to pick a ribbon to go down the center, and I'll just put the stripe down the middle. You'll cut like a 12-inch piece of this. Just right there, and I will run that right down the middle of this bow. And that'll clean up the cable tie in the middle and really finish it out really pretty. Just like it just is a nice little touch. Makes my heart so happy every time I do one of those. Isn't that cute? All right, this is going to be our pop of orange at the front of our design. Love, love, love that. Just get a nice little knot back here. Trim these tails off. And there's our U-pin ready to go. Now bring your carrot back because we're going to put this whole project together now. Here comes our carrot. Look at her in all her glory. She's waiting for her bow. Bring on her bow, yeah. All right, we're going to put that bow right in the center by hitting this with some glue. She is happy to see us. Yes, you are, ma'am. And the nice thing about that foam is it adds another layer of dimension. Now, immediately take these tails and run them through the back. The big carrots come behind the greenery. Just push them down. We want them to come through the back and trail down along your carrot. Oh my gosh, isn't that cute? And these orange tails, we're going to curl them and let them just kind of come to the front of the party up here. I like to just kind of pull that out. Yes, yes, curly curls. Super cute, guys. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out too. You don't have to do this, but I think that's fun like that. Awesome. Now my next move is I'm going to put that carrot coming out the bottom we talked about earlier. I got her over to the side. I'm going to run her just kind of coming straight out the bottom. Right here, because she looks so cute. And you know what? Our little bunny Fufu who started the video off for us. We've got her. She comes with a little blue bow right here, or a different color bow. And I just pulled that out. So we took her bow off so she could go perfectly with our combination here. And we're going to cut her little stem off and pop her in. She's been popping into all my TikTok videos this week. So she's making an appearance everywhere we go. So take and dip this in the glue pot. Her little head's going to come out the top of the bow. And of course, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. Push that all the way into the foam so we can kind of tuck her into the bow. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. So cute. Now, we're going to take our other yellow bush and we're going to bring some of the yellow to the foreground a little bit more. Isn't this precious? So don't be afraid to use something right in your bow. If you're not a fan of the little bunny head, why don't you take one of the carrots and put it right in the center? I could have put that carrot at the bottom right in the center. Sure could have. Sure could have. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in and have a little bit of yellow kind of coming to the foreground just a little bit, and a little bit of grass on that other side. This bush, I'm able to pull it a little and make it a little bit shorter and thicker. So don't be afraid to do that. That's called a pusher, is what we'll call a bush like that. That it lets it slide up a little. And I'm going to put that right here in the middle. Kind of have that shooting out of the bow and kind of adding a little layer over that carrot. Now let's get a little more yellow up here at the top. And just work these around each side. And on your project, you'll just keep filling it into your desired likeness of how much fullness you want. I love it full, and I like all my pieces lush. I mean, I want people to see them and expect to pay more because they're fancier than anything that they've seen, different than they've seen. And I just thought, so simple, so cute. You could knock these out for your craft shows in a heartbeat. Coming up in a couple of months, you guys will have craft shows this spring. And these are great to put in the shops where you sell your items. All right, let's push these where they're both a little bit pushed up too. And we'll use these in and around the bow also. But take a look at your design and see where you might need a little more yellow. I think I want a little bit more on that side. So I'm going to pop this in. These are so nicely wired. We can have these coming up or coming down and really kind of fill out the top of our carrot. Just kind of making her own little, like her own little fancy dress she's wearing it here. You come on this side. So cute, guys. I love that. And make sure you're using the wires to your advantage, however you want to move them. I'm going to come one more yellow, just coming right out the center, up the middle. And utilize that block of foam. Oh, perfect. And I've got 2 more pops of green we can add in here. So just take a look. Oh, everything's kind of looking good. Kind of filled in nicely. So I'm going to bring this green to the front. Get my little triangle pattern working around her head. Hold on to her when you're pushing stuff in. We want to keep it all stable. Oh my goodness, y'all. Ay caramba. She is beautiful and I love her. We're going to be working with this cute little bunny frame. And she comes just like this. Literally just like this. You don't have to do a thing. I'm pulling up my comments here so I can respond to you guys while we're making. But my video is not popping up yet. So I'm waiting for it to say I'm live. Let's see if anybody can see us yet. Y'all let me know in the comments if you can see the video. I don't know why I don't see it here. But I'm going to continue to go on. If I have to make her twice, I'll make her twice. Yeah, that's so weird. Is anybody seeing this video? Oh, yay, I found you. I found you. Good, good, good. Okay, so what we're going to do is this frame comes like this, and she's super easy to add a cluster to. And we haven't done the cluster method in a while, and I'm going to show you simply what that is. And it's just you create a cluster of florals that's off of the base. So it's not built on the base, okay? It's built off of it. So we're going to do that first, and we can do it a couple of different ways and play with it a little. This is a fun technique, and it's great also for beginners because it's very, you're setting it up before you even get started, okay? Good, you guys found me. Good. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kate. Hey, Dee. If you want to watch the behind the scenes, guys, you know we're behind the scenes over on TikTok at the same time. So you can have two devices open and ready to go if you want to come and see what we're doing. Now let's start off first. We're going to make a cluster. So a cluster works like this. You need 2 floral picks. And I picked these out because they were kind of a cute Easter combo. And these have like warmer colors instead of pastels. And I thought this would be super cute against that moss green base of the bunny. So what we do is we make our own little cluster independent of itself. So instead of using our technique with the moss, let's be a little bit different, okay? You guys, if you're watching, make sure you like this video, you share it, and if possible, could you please follow us and like us too on the page you're watching? That helps us out a lot in our small business, and my family appreciates you so much by doing that. And that allows us to come in and still me be able to give you free content like this so you can create things like this on your own. So take these and I'm going to curl them up first. So I love twigs, but I usually like to rein them in a little and totally curl them up. You guys, make sure you're on our text list. We will text out our entire supply list for this project to you guys. And it has clickable links in it, so you don't have to go hunt down anything I use. We'll have that all in the supply list. This, what we're doing right now, is called a shaking hand. So I'm taking and shaking hands with each piece, and I'm making it really nice and spaced out. So when you get a floral pick like this, you have to really take your time and get everybody in their own zone, okay? Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Judy. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, your son is home from the Navy. Or your daughter, Becky. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for their service, and I'm glad she's getting a little bit time at home. That is fantastic. Okay, thanks, Crescent. Thank you, Faye. You're so amazing. I'm so glad you're here. You guys are giving so much love. Over here on TikTok, I'm so glad you guys are watching also. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. So, you notice how I just put these side by side and I left a little hole in the middle? This is the beginning. This is the beginning of our particular design. We're making a cluster. So the cluster gets made first. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to add just a little bit of greenery to this. Hey, Danae, good to see you from Beaumont, my neighbor down in Beaumont. Y'all, I'm in Houston area in a town called Sugarland. So I'm not far from Danae and Beaumont. This is an Erica bush, and it's got a berry and a little mini greenery on it. So we love that for the texture. And we're going with a lot of green on this particular piece. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of these and just push the berries up like this. Okay, but I need to leave this stem long because I'm working it in my cluster. So leave this, just cut that literally as long as you can get it. And let's cut 4 of these to start with, as long as we can do it. And push them up and then cut them on the greenery. Thank you for sharing it. Miss Rossi, I appreciate you sharing our video. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Hey, Christy. Hi, Debbie. Happy Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've cut 4 to start, and then we might need a couple more, but let's get started with that. Now we build these into our cluster, and literally I'm just going to lay this down to start with, okay? They need to crisscross in the center wherever we're laying them. So I'm going to pick 2 pieces, and I'm going to just kind of slide them in the back a little bit. Oh, look how cute. Look how much depth that gave it. More wispiness. Isn't that nice? I put those 2 there. Now I'm going to put 2 here, crisscrossing. So we're just mirroring up and down. What, you know, kind of matchy so far. And it's just what I do in the bottom, what I'm doing on the top. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Corrine. Hi, Jeannie. You guys are coming in hot now. Y'all must have got the text. Yay. Okay, now you see how much fuller the greenery made it? Don't you love that? Now, let's take a couple more pieces, and these we're going to make them even a little shorter. So that's why a lot of times I love to sell and have in our Keleas.com, I like to carry bushes that are pushers because they can be long and they can be short. If you've never come to one of our live sales, on Wednesday we have live sales, and even if you're not in the market to buy some of this product, you might want to come and watch because I talk a lot about why we want the products a certain way, guys. 25 years doing this with silk flowers, and I just have learned a lot over the years, okay? As anybody doing anything for a long time learns, right? You learn quicker and easier ways to do it. Now I'm going to put these kind of crisscrossing in the middle so I have a little bit in the center. Because our bow is going in the middle, it's nice to have something behind it just to hold it up just a little bit. Okay? So let's knock this cluster out. I'm going to just use a regular 8-inch cable tie. You're just going to run that under everything. This is just one of the simplest ways to design. So I've designed it on the table. I like this. I'm happy camper, okay? Now, these two we put in the middle. Just hold off on those for a second. I'm going to get the cluster started by just taking and getting some pressure here. This is a cable tie. You find these in the electrical department at your hardware store. You can buy them online, of course. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these and kind of go from the top. I'm putting it through the hole. And then I'm going to take one of these on the other side and put it from the bottom. So I can bend these a little bit opposite. And I'll have them in the middle eventually, but I got to crisscross them to start with. Okay, just hold it and cinch it down. Now it's super tight. That's the one reason we like cable ties. I'm going to teach you how to use them in most everything I do in design school class because they hold it tighter than you can get a wire. Okay. Now you see me spread those out? Okay. Cut off these little pieces here. I don't need those shooting out too much. That's fine. And then before I even get that bow on, I want to take and I want to pop a little glue in here just to hold everybody tight. Because technically, if I did yank from the top or the bottom, this is my 18 years, 17 years doing craft shows. People pick up stuff crazy. If you sell your pieces, they'll pick it up by like one flower. So we want to try to make this stable right in the middle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is pop in a little bit of glue. And that'll just hold everybody nice and tight. Right here, just a little bit of glue. Put it in. You guys, if you have questions, you are more than welcome to answer. I'm, of course, teaching. But I can still read your comments and answer questions. Thank you, Amanda. You love these? Yay! All right. Now I'm just going to pop on just a little bit of moss in here. This is Spanish moss. We have more Spanish moss coming back to Keleas.com. I'm very excited. It's been out of stock for a while. And I'm very excited to have it back. Okay? Now, we're making this as a cluster to put on something. But can anybody in the comments tell me what it looks like just right now? Give me some comments. What else maybe could we use this for right now, just as it is? This is so simple. 2 picks. We've used 6 pieces of greenery. Let's see. Let's see what y'all come up with in the comments. I can see the comments on TikTok and Facebook, so let's see what you think. Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab our bow. Let's see. Marianne, we're live here with you, girl. We're live still right now. You're all good. Steffi says, oh, it could be a swag. Oh, absolutely. Look at that. It could be a swag up and down. Bow in the middle. It could be a swag over a cute piece of art. Have you ever done this in your home? Let me show you something. This is one of those clip flower frames, if I don't take out the camera getting over here. I mean, clip frames. So if this were hanging on the wall, you can make little mini swags to go over pieces of art that you have that is so stinking cute. This could also clip to this. Do you see how many different options you have? Oh, you guys are saying a lantern swag. Yes, it could definitely work as a lantern swag. So anytime you want to try using the cluster method, there's lots and lots of applications for it. So here's our bow we're going to use. Oh, Shawnee said centerpiece. You guys, I love the way you're thinking. So many different options. Blue merinos are like hot with options. So here's our bow we made. We did this on a Bow Wednesday, and this is a 2-1-1 recipe, and it's kind of a hybrid bow where it has a funky bow mixed with some long tails. So it's a mix, okay? You guys, we're going to text out the supply list for this entire project. Everything I'm using is available on Keleas.com, okay? Now, before I put this bow on, we're going to get our bunny back. Y'all go to textklee.com and you can definitely sign up for the text list right now. Oh my gosh, you could put it on so many things, can't you? Now, I'm going to put this down here just on her bait, on kind of down at the bottom of her body on Miss Bunny. Look how cute it's going to be. Or I could go even higher. I could go here. I could do it anywhere. I could put it in the middle of her body. Whatever you want. You've got so many options. So let's take a second and let me bring her back a little bit, and let's tie her on. I'm going to put her lower. I think her silhouette will be really beautiful on a white door, and then just put this cluster down here. And we already have our cable tie in behind here. This came we put it on our bow when we made our bow. So I'm going to use this cable tie and the bow to attach it to the bunny. My gosh, Simple Saturdays are all about super simple projects. Who thinks they can do this? Let me know in the comments for sure. Just give me a I can. I got this. How about an I got this? Yeah. I know you can do this. Well, hopefully you can get through the grapevine. It's a nice strong grapevine. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to just cinch on this bow right here. You guys, Wednesdays, 7 o'clock Central, we do bow training. So if you've never come to Bow Wednesday, come on over and join us. We just have a blast making bows every Wednesday. And that's the same time frame after the bows, we do the live sales. So you can learn about different supplies and why you should use different things. Oh, Angela says I got this. Jeannie says I got this. Yay! Gloria's going to try it. I love it, Gloria. Now you can leave these tails out. I'm going to curl them. And I just like this yellow sunflower ribbon. We're popping that in. And we didn't have sunflowers, but you know, it don't matter. It's just a cute pop of green. It looks so cute with her little... Oh, yes. Isn't she precious? Here's what's going to come in the kit. You're going to have the bunny frame here. And this is a super great base we're going to work on. You'll get a couple of the egg picks that we're going to use for our main focal points around our bow. You'll also get a sweet little bunny like this. He'll come in there too because he's going to be piggybacking on here. And of course our killer fishtail fern greenery. Some of the things that you will need to grab out of your own stash are going to be, you will need your own wire cutters and scissors. Oh, you're going to get a roll of ribbon. I forgot to show you that. You'll get a whole roll of ribbon so you'll have extra after you make the bunny. Then you're going to need a little block of floral foam, so you got to grab this at your local craft store, and they even have floral foam at the dollar store. Then you'll need a couple of cable ties to make the bows, and of course I like to use the little metal U-pins to pin things in. Those also come from the craft store. And then you're going to need your own electric glue skillet to do glue or a glue gun, okay? I only use electric skillets, so you're going to see me using that in this video. All right. So to begin out this process, we're going to prep our base, you guys, and if you want to grab this kit, you're going to want to send us a text. Our text number is 832-734-5201. You want to send us the word kit, and it'll send you our newest kits, okay? So it just depends when you're seeing this video. This will be either the first one, or it might be a few down if we have some new kits that have come out. This base comes with chicken wire in the back, which is super duper cute and so easy to work with. What we're going to do is, this is my electric skillet with the hot glue in it, and I'm dipping that in, getting just a little glue on the tips, and then I'm grabbing the frame and securing my little block of glue. And so that way I start to make this solid base to create in. So go through the grapevine, push it into the foam so you get that nice and solid. And I've done that 2 times on the bottom. I'm going to do it, try to get it once from the side here. Push that in. Let's flip it over and we can do it from the back also, because it's got that wire frame. We can just go right through. So that way, you know, 3 to 5 pins usually is good enough. I just like to make them extra stable because I'm going to sew my pieces. And my design school students know I'm really big on making things that last really a long time. So our thing that's going to take up the biggest space in this design is the bow. So let's put our supplies to the side and we're going to make the bow really quickly. We'll put Bunny over here. Now, it's up to you how long you want the tails to be, but our whole design is at the bottom of this range of the base. So we're treating this bunny like it's a wreath frame, okay? So I want the tails to be fairly long. So once I decide my length, I did about 14 to 16 inches here. Then I just twist that in my hand. Then I'm going to create my first loop, generally about 5 to 6 inches. Scrunch it a little and twist it, okay? So I created my first loop, and now I'm coming on the other side. You guys might hear some banging. There's some construction here, so don't worry. Nothing's wrong. One on each side. You see the bow coming together? Now I'm going to bring one up here. Scrunch it and twist it. Now I have 2 loops. Now I'm on to my third. And I made these just a little bit shorter than the other one. So I got a really cute 2-loop bow, 2 on each side. All right, if you want more, you could add more, but that's plenty for me. So I'm gonna let those tails come down and just cut them straight to start with. We're gonna come back and add some little detail of a dovetail. Now, you've got to come in and just tie that with a cable tie in the center. Hold that in the middle while you get it somewhat tight. Hold pressure. Now, I'm going to add a floral pin to the back. So that's the metal U-pin. We're going to put one of those in the back here because we've got to press it into that foam. So put that in the back. Now get it real tight. All right, and cut that off. So your bow is ready to go. So you'll have a lot of ribbon still left on the roll to add to, you know, some candlesticks, some lanterns, maybe your mailbox, whatever it is. You can embellish more for the Easter season when you grab this kit. You guys, and you just text us to get the link for the kit, no matter where you're watching this video. Okay, we're ready to make the party start happening down here at the base. So what I'm going to do is just turn it slightly this way so you guys can see it kind of come together. And we're going to take, actually I might just do it like this. So you can just see what's going on here at the bottom. We're going to take our greenery and put a few pieces on, and then we'll work with our bow. So I love this greenery bush, and the reason I put it in this kit is so you could have it longer or shorter depending on your preference. I'm going to make these first few pieces. I scrunched them down to, I have about a 2-inch stem on there, and they're about a third of the size they were on the branch. Now we're going to just take and start to dip these in the glue and then have them start to shape up our base. So we're going to do this just like I would teach in design school, to start shaping out and forming our base. So we're going to get a nice spread of the greenery. So 2 shorter pieces on the right and left, the longer piece in the middle, kind of shaping out your frame. Now I'm going to bring that up a little. Let's go down now. And I'm going to have these be a little bit shorter because I don't need to be too dramatic, but I want a little pop coming down. So cut them a little shorter and trim them up. So when you hear me all excited about this fern and working with it, that's why. This is so easy to work with. Push these in, either side coming down. Isn't that super duper cute? So far, so good. Now, we want to go ahead and put in our bunny. Let me show you how she's looking together. She's so cute so far. Our bunny's going to go in the middle. She's got, you can have her go straight up or out to the left or right. I'm just going to have her go straight up and keep it pretty symmetrical. So I don't want her to cover up the head of my other bunny. I want her to be kind of just a little bit like, oh, hey, I'm a baby riding on here. So depending the size, I'm going to cut this, depending how high you want yours. And trim down that stem. Now, before you dip this in the glue pot, grab that stuff out of your way. But I put glue right on the tip. And now I'm just going to gently push her in. Hold the stem. Good. She's so precious. I love her little blue bow. So cute. So she's kind of going in the center, pretty much just straight on centered. And then what I'm going to do next is we're going to grab our egg picks and put them in a little closer to the middle. So just pull her little bow back so you don't accidentally get any gluing on that. And these we want to overlap the foam slightly. Make sure you manipulate the eggs. You got this really super cute yellow and blue, and bring that greenery forward and these berries forward. Once again, this is one of the most important things you can do when you're designing, is manipulate the pieces that you are getting in the kit. If you buy supplies from Keleas.com, you know we're going to have high quality pieces that you want to utilize all these wires. Just take a second to shake them up and shape them. We call that shaking hands. I'm just crisscrossing these in the middle to see if I like it like that, and I do. I think that looks great. My bow will be going in the center, so I have to decide, do I want to cover up my big eggs or not? So if I want my eggs to stand out a little bit more, go just a little bit wider when I put those in. So space it out, and then take and cut the stems off. We're going to cut that little piece out. Okay, now let's take, and we're going to pin these from the front. This is why you need floral pins. Just makes you look like a rock star, guys. Dip them in the glue, go right in. You're going to use 2 floral pins. You got to have a second one down here Remember I tell you I used to, well, you may not know, but I did craft shows for a living for 17 years. So it's important that I make sure that I grab these where someone can't pull that and pull that pick right out. Because this is just a pin from the front. You see I come in here from the side too? So now they can't yank it out if they wanted to. Oh my gosh, shape those so pretty. Okay, last step before our final step. Look how cute. It's coming together so cute. Put the bow in. Now, the only thing we haven't done is decorated in front of the bow. But we're going to steal something from our pick in the back and decorate the front of the bow in a second. So put your glue on here and run that right in the center. Okay, oh, perfect, perfect. And what I'm going to do is I am going to steal one of these cute little eggs and we're going to glue that right in the center to hide the center of the bow. Boom, in. And if you wanted, you could put an egg at the bottom and at the top. Let's do that. That'd be cute too. So this one will go right at the bottom and that one will go at the top. And those are right in the middle of our bow. Oh, I love that. That looks really super clean and neat in the middle. All right, last step. Now, these, we need to make some smaller pieces out of them. So what I'm going to do is separate them out a little to where each piece has 2 leaves on it, okay? And the way you're going to do that is you take this and divide it into little sections. So just start sectioning it down like this. See, little pops? And what we need to do is we need to add a little bit of touches of greenery in towards the bow to really soften those lines. So you guys are getting tips just like I would teach in design school to make your work stand out from others. You guys, if you're not in our design school class, we would love to have you. Just text us or just go to wreathsteacher.com. Or you can text us VIP to find out what the latest thing we have going and if design school is open. It's not open year round. You have to join it at one of the opening dates. It opens up a few times a year. So you can see here, I'm pushing these smaller pieces. They are going to go tight to the bow. And what happens is now your eye follows these tight pieces to the inside. It follows them on that line to the outside. And you create this beautiful, beautiful look as you're going all around your sweet little bunny. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking cute, y'all. And then the final touch you might want to do is if you have any foam that is showing, we usually use our Spanish moss to hide that. So it looks really nice and professionally finished. But look how stinking cute she is. Is she cute or what? I love her. She turned out adorable. So that could just hang right on your door. And with the tails, we didn't dovetail them, but you can dovetail them. But another thing I like to do is just curl them up. If you want to dovetail, you take and fold it, cut it at an angle, and then it gives you that little V-shaped look in there. You can do a combination of all that, but you are going to have so much fun making your own door hanger. We're going to make this cute bunny door hanger today. She's a super cute frame. She comes like this. She's even got a cute little pink bow on her if you just want a basic frame, but we took that off because, of course, y'all, this isn't good enough. We got to soup it up to the next level and have some fun. Exciting news, this is a kit too. So if you want information on this kit, all you got to do is text us KIT to 832-734-5201 and you will get the link to make this bunny kit right here. So let me tell you what comes in it first. You get the frame, 2 of the super cute, this is like a little zinnia. Look at this zinnia. Oh my God, she is so cute. Pink, green, cream, and this is kind of a cream base. So that looks really good together. And then here is one of my favorite fillers. It has little berries and these little daisies on here. This one can go any direction, but we're using that to get a pop of color in this kit. And then finally, here is our bow. Oh my gosh, we are bringing a little bit of black in because it adds such great drama and depth to your projects. And then the cute little pink check, which is just classic springtime. And that's gonna look so good together. So you guys, welcome, come on in if you've never been here before. I'm Keleas. I'm the owner of Keleas.com, and I love to teach you all about floral design and how you can make beautiful pieces for your home or even make and sell them online. So we need a little funky bow for this project, so we're going to start out with that. I'm going to use my Easy Bow Maker, but you can make the bow super simple or more complicated, whatever you want to do. But we're going to start with the bow making. And I want that black to really pop and the pink to just be kind of a little bit of an accent in here. So I'm going to take this black and we're going to put it in the back. Let's go, I don't want this huge, so I'm going to make my tails about 7. So 7 inches and twist. And let's make the loops about 5.5. I'm going to do 2 on the back here. I love, because this is cream, y'all know I'm addicted to this striped ribbon. Design school students who are here, y'all know. And if anybody's here watching and you're coming to the workshop, let us know in the comments. Y'all, we got the workshop coming up in a few weeks. And if you want to get on the wait list for the next workshop, all you need to do is you can join us at this one, or if it's in between and you missed the first one, just text us workshop and we'll send you the link to the latest one. Okay, 832-734-5201. I got 2 on each side at 5 inches. Now I'm going to bring in the pink. Pink's coming in next. And pink, I'm going to put it, I'm going to keep these tails at 7 inches also. I just cut this opposite. Y'all, you don't have to have a bow maker to make bows, but it's nice because it holds it for you. And you can focus on all the layers you're creating and all the prettiness you're doing. I'm going to make this one shorter. We were at 5.5, so let's go 5 with the pink. Just this sweet little pink in the front. Just a pop of that. So twist that first one, scrunch the other, cut those tails where they match, and this bow is basically done. This is a 2-1 bow recipe. My design school students know we like to have recipes for our bows so we can easily reproduce them when we want to make them again. So I'm going to take a cable tie and just bring this to the top here and put a little pressure. We'll fluff that out and make it real pretty. So I'm going to rotate this to the back and fluff this dude out and separate them. I want to get the tails going up and down just like that. Look at there. Oh, you got to take time to fluff out your bow because it makes it so cute. Isn't that adorable? Okay, now in the back I've got room to put a cable tie in. I'm going to be using floral foam, so we're going to use what's called a floral pin in the back. Now the foam, the pins, and the cable ties won't come with your kit, but all the other supplies will. So you'll need some basic floral supplies to complete the project, like a wire cutters and scissors, but you'll get all the other pieces with it. I'm going to cut that piece off. So this is a little U-pin, and a U-pin is like shaped like a U, and it's going to let us push it into the foam, which is so easy to work with. All right, let's come with the black stripe down the middle, kind of finish out that bow. I like to cover up my cable tie, make it look nice and clean. So we're going to do this here. I'm going to take and fold it on itself. So I get a kind of like a really cute little stripe there. All right, run that down the middle and run it through that floral pin because it's got to have a little space to go in there. I like to just put 1 knot will do you in this project. These are so fun to make and easy, and they're great beginner projects too. They're also work great as craft show fillers and stuff like that because they're easy to make. They fill up your booth, and if you're in design school, when you purchase the kit, remember you can also use your discount code so you can even save more on them if you want to make and sell them. All right, so this little hanger comes with a wire hanger in here. And remember, in the kit, you're going to get these 2 pieces that are the same, 2 picks of the zinnias, and then 1 of this filler flower. All right, when you do your design, you have to think about kind of where you want to put it. And I love to do bunnies like they're hiding in the garden. So that's no worries. You could make it up under the chin. You could do it lower. You could do something up here on the head. But the most important thing is you balance it out, right? Because otherwise she's going to hang wonky one way or the other. So you have to think about that. So I'm going to use the littlest block of floral foam. Now there's a fine balance in what's too little and could break. So think about leaving a little bit of chunkiness on there if you can. Now I'm going to put this one down at the bottom. We're going to glue it, and I'm going to use some floral pins to attach it. Combination just to make sure it's held on there tightly. Okay, so let's start with some glue right in the center. We don't need it everywhere, but we just need some right down the center. So a nice glob here. Maybe not that much even. You see, my glue pot's always filled with interesting leaves and grass and stuff. Don't worry. I just like, it's part of the aesthetic. It's the natural vibe. All right, I'm going to push that on there and just wiggle it in so it's holding nice and good. And then my next step is I'm going to come in with the floral pins, dip them in the glue, and then we'll just kind of grab a little of the grapevine and a little of the foam, and that way it can hold on there nice and tightly. All right. Welcome, guys. If you're just getting here to the video, welcome. So glad you're here and you're enjoying it with us. I'm always talking about our text list, but it's truly the only way we can communicate with you and you won't miss anything. Everywhere else, there's algorithms involved, and we don't control what you can see. So if you'd like to get on that, that would be wonderful, because we have lots of free content for you every week. And once you're ready to take it to the next level, we have our whole course you could join and learn how to do beautiful designs like this step by step. Y'all, and design school is opening up this spring. So you're going to want to come be in the workshop so you can learn all about design school. So once again, just text us VIP to 832-734-5201. You won't miss a thing. Okay, now this is our filler flower. We're going to use this to kind of be our greenery. And sometimes filler flowers and greeneries are kind of the same thing. And that is the case here. It's going to work double duty. So an easy way to work with pieces like this is just to gently tear them. Just tear them down. You get a little paper coming off. No worries. We'll clean that all up. But it just makes it so easy. And in design school, we call, when we're fluffing out a piece, I call that shaking hands with it. Because it's almost annoyingly basic, but you have to do it. Like I say, shake hands with each little piece. I've been saying that for 5 years now. It's kind of monotonous, but it's important. You're paying for beautiful florals, and you want them to work for you. And the more depth and dimension a piece has, the more value it is to you in your finished product. And so that means the higher price you can charge for your finished work. So we want to keep that in mind. All right, pull any extra paper off. Get that nice and clean. And remember, we talked about balance. So if I'm going to go left to right, I'm going to have to balance the weight on the left and the right. So we're going to start with that process by putting this one down a little bit low. Now, when you're pushing into that foam, put a finger on it, because you just attached it with a little glue and pins. Don't expect it to like be super strong already. So first piece on, looking great. And I'm going to work opposite from that and just come on up to the top. So they can just shape it out right here. And if you're just getting here, remember this is a kit available. Just text us kit and we'll send you the link back. Okay. I'm going to go opposite, working right opposite. You can see how pretty this one is. It just has the great color, texture. And I'm going to pop this in. And in design school, we call this laying the perimeter of the design. We're kind of laying out that foundation to build on. So now we're ready to work up to the next level. And the two little zinnia picks are really easy to break out. And I love these because they have killer greenery in them. So I didn't need to add another greenery. I had beautiful greeneries in here. So I'm going to take and separate the florals out right here and do a couple of cuts. One here and one below. I might need to cut that a little shorter. I'm going to do that to both of these picks, okay? This is our extra piece to come back with in a little bit. So you got to shake hands, space them out, give everybody their own cute little space. Oh, I love that berry, and it's nice and chunky. Hey, in floral design, sometimes chunky is good. Chunky can be good, especially when it comes to chocolate chips. All right, let's take the pieces that have the green and cream. I'm going to break them down even a little bit smaller. And you can see I'm very precise with my cuts because I'm able to make sure I'm maximizing how these things are going into my design, okay? I am dipping in a glue pot off screen. I'll show you what that is in case you're curious. Instead of using hot glue, I use an electric skillet like this, okay? So every time something goes in this foam, it's going into the glue pot. So let's start up here from above. I'm going to just go down just a little bit. You can see this is just a little bit shorter than the last piece. This is longer. Same thing on the other side. We're still going to use those green florals. And I'm just cutting down this stem to shorten them a little bit. Shorten it a little bit. So when you work with quality florals, you've got a nice strong wire in there. You're not trying to have to use a pick machine or come back and support those pieces. You're able just to go right into the foam with nice strong wires. Okay? Oh, let those flowers sit up and be pretty. And I like to work them opposite each other. Okay, just give them a little shift and you'll be good to go on those. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is so sweet. So cute. All right. Before we get too far, I'm going to put a couple other florals kind of coming out in here. We'll use these little filler pieces that we had. Then I think we'll put the bow in next and work our way up from there. So I'm going to push this in right here into the center. And you can kind of bend that wire to tuck it in. Oh, cute. And if you want, you could cut it a little shorter too. It's got a pretty strong, even small wire. The more you work with florals, the more you'll learn what you have to leave the thick stem or what can work to save you steps. You'll get faster at creating. And if you're a seller, that's what you want. You want to be able to make them fast, have fun, enjoy what you like making, and get creative. Okay, you can see how pretty she is. And we've kind of camouflaged that foam a whole lot. So she's looking really, really good, guys. Now, let's add the bow in. So, same thing here. Get that floral pin we put in. Poking down. So it's hard to see on camera, but it's a little U-pin. And I'm going to come in and I'll just bring a little glue to it. I use like a wood dowel to bring glue to my items. I don't use a glue gun. Y'all, 26 years this year doing this. I have things I do weird and differently, but I do them for a reason. So just take notes. Now I'm going to pop in my cute little bow a little sideways here. Oh my God, so stinking cute. Don't you love that little pop of black? And she's looking so cute. All right, now one tail up, one tail down. We got to get these working opposite. Here they go. These pinks work opposite, all right? Now, our job is with these last few pieces is to really fill in tight around and tight to the bow. Okay, so it's going to be easier if I just take these off and work with them shorter. We want to make this bow look like it's part of the cute little bunny garden. These are great. If you've been wanting to make something, you don't want to invest in a whole lot of supplies. You don't want anything left over. Kits are a great way to start. And you might catch the bug and be addicted, like all of us are. Or you might just, be like, oh my God, I want to make them all, right? You could. That's what we want to do. Okay, I'm going to bring that white one up. Let's put a pink one right in here, a little tight to the center. I love the texture on these little zinnias. They've got a nice little movement on them. Let's bring this in here. Okay. All right, you guys, if it's your first time watching or you've never been to one of our videos before, please leave us a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow wherever you're watching. Those things really matter, not just to us as creators, but to all the creators that you enjoy watching. Take a moment to do that. That really helps them. And so they can continue making content for you. Supporting them with a like or a follow really matters. So I'm going to come down with this cream one a little bit, maybe tucked behind a little here. And then I want the pink one more in the foreground. When I say foreground, just means coming to the front of the design. We want it to pop to the front. I want to just add that little soft pink popping up in here and just all around. Now, we done a great job with the flowers up here, but we want to get some of this color from the back to the front. So that's why we have this piece left to just kind of come down and work it all in pieces. So I'm going to take and trim these a little bit shorter. And I'm always making sure when I trim, I'm leaving a good strong wire there. So sometimes that means I might have to cut it a little bit. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Thanks so much for being here, y'all, always. Thank you. Let's do little clusters. So I've got a little color. I've got a little bit of a fern. Let's put that all in there together. And I'll pop this right here in the middle. Oh yeah. I'm pushing those in the foam, and then you can let them set up for just a second, and then you can work the wire. That's what you're paying for on Good Flowers. You're working a beautiful, strong wire. Oh, look at this one with the white berries. So that's going to look good coming down. See what I'm saying? Doesn't she look like she's just been hiding? She's been hiding over here in the little garden, waiting to come out. Gosh, with all this cold weather, isn't it fun to have a spring design to, you know, warm you up a little? Ooh, look at those moving. Oh, I love that. Here's some purple. And if you notice, there is a line we're creating. If you can create lines with your design and work with the color and come on down and really celebrate that look, you will become a great designer. And that's what I want all of y'all to work on and get better at. Don't just shove things in. Think about your placement and how you can add value to your finished product, because not only, of course, can we charge more, but our customers are going to be more excited about owning our work in the long run. Oh my gosh, look at this. Is that great? It's nice and full. Look at this. She's so cute. Okay, I've got a little bit of cream, a little bit of the greenery left, and I'm going to work just tucked a little under this bow. And just take your time. Enjoy this part of the process. It's really, the detail work is really satisfying. Once you get that base built, coming in and getting to play with the details is so fun, y'all. Okay, if you're just catching the end of the video and you just got here, don't forget, you want to get on our text list. 832-734-5201. Text us the word kit. We'll send you a link to this kit right here. Text us the word VIP so you don't miss another video or when we release something new on YouTube. And of course, you don't want to miss our latest workshop. Y'all, and if you know, okay, Clay, I want to come to the workshop, just text this workshop. We got a pretty easy setup for you. Let's put this last little stinking cute berry right in the middle. Oh my word, y'all. Here she is. Here's the cute bunny kit. She's adorable. Let's go hang her up and get ready to celebrate a fun spring and Easter coming up. It's going to be a blast, y'all. For a super easy project, we're going to take 3 supplies and 1 gorgeous bunny wreath base here and rock out the cutest wreath. Now let's start with the base. I want the little tail to shoot off this way. So let's start off with our double curl with the one pretty glittery sprays in there. I'm going to hold this like a pencil and we're going to bring it over to our electric skillet and just swirl it in. And I'm getting glue on there. You can use a hot glue gun. You can't, when you use a hot glue gun, you can't touch the glue and stuff like I'm doing here. It's at a lower temperature in the glue pot. So sometimes you might see me be able to touch the glue faster. Now I like to take these curls and kind of bring them forward and give them a little dimension and pop them like that. That's stinking cute already. We haven't even done anything. Adorable. Now, the other one with the tail, let's have it crisscross and kind of come out this way. Okay, and the tail's going to sit in the middle. So I'm going to take that and give that a little swirl again in the electric skillet. Okay, and let's crisscross these. Now, if you haven't seen the one we did in pink, it's very similar. We did it a little bit different. So I would take a little time and take a look at both the videos to see which one you like better. And you could maybe do a hybrid version of what you're seeing here. Now her little tail's there, but I like the idea that her little butterfly came in and just landed right here by the tail and have this kind of face up so when it's hanging on the door, it's going to really look good. So I'm going to take and bring a little glue to my butterfly this time with my dowel. Just getting that glue screen off. And this one's going to go on the top. Now since this base is made of angel vine, it's very easy to press things into, and we had it designed really thick. So you don't have to worry about you don't have enough space to add things on there. You've got space to get into the vine. The basic design is there already. Look how quickly and adorably that came together. What we're going to do is just use what we call triangle placement to put these in. And we're going to form a triangle around the butterfly. So you've got a little pop of color coming every direction in the shape of a triangle. So there's one. And I'm just pushing this into the gold base underneath. And so 1, 2, the third piece will come right here to go with your Easter decorations. Look how stinking cute, y'all. She is so cute. And there's her little tail right here, popping away. Isn't that precious? I hope you try one of these type of door hangers, especially these custom design pieces, because they're not available everywhere. I thought it'd be really cute to take this tire swing and put a Keleas twist on it. Of course, we're going to load it with some florals and some greenery, but it needs a little swinger. You know, tire swings are made for swinging. So look, Nana, this cute bunny with her carrot is going to be perfect size to just tuck right in here. So the first thing we need to do, though, is get this bottom ready. And what we're going to do is put a little bit of floral foam in there. So I'm just going to set her standing up so we can kind of see how she's going to look. Now, she's got a hanger right here at the top. So I want to keep that in mind, that that's going to kind of be my midline for this design. Now, no matter how simple or extravagant the design, you have to think about your lines. And that's something I'm always teaching to design school, is transition points and lines and how that design's going to come together. So in our case, Bunny's going to have to go right in the center. I'm going to take and put in a little bit of foam in here so that she is ready to go and sit on some foam. This is floral foam. It's the hard, crunchy kind. That's the kind I prefer. It's more expensive than the sandy foam, but it's better and it's going to last longer over time. So I'm going to dip this in my glue skillet. You get way too much glue on there, and then you're going to scrape that off. I'm just going to take and gently scrape it off. So I've got like a, you know, like yummy peanut butter on there. And then I'm going to tuck this right in, and one a little to the left, and then I'm going to put one to the right. So I've got a little block on either side. So we're going to do that on both sides. Get it nice and coated. There you go, and we're going to put this on the other side. And you can see we got a good start right here. And if you want, you could take and set this like against something, but it'll sit up for you. You just have to think about your lines when you're getting ready to layer it up. I'm going to use a little roll of floral tape, and we're just going to put that right there so she doesn't take off rolling on us and moving around. Let's get our bunny in there first. Now, I love these bunnies, and they are especially for us at Keleas.com because they have a little foam body. So when something has a foam body, it's really easy for us to attach. And I'm going to grab a little wood dowel. We'll put it in her booty, and then she could sit right in the center. I mean, y'all, so cute. We're just starting. She's going to be swinging in style in just a second. Shish kebab skewer. These are perfect. These are what you want to use to make a little spiky to go right into her that can go into the foam. So I'm going to cut this probably about 4 inches or so. Make me a little double spike, so spike on either end. And I'm going to start by putting the good part right in the center. And I'm going to kind of angle it out. Okay, oh, that goes in so easy. And then what I want you to do is just kind of double check. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to make it just a little short. Take off a little at a time. And then once you know she's good to go, you can bring your glue pot over again. Give her a little swirl, and we're going to glue her right into there. We haven't even added the florals yet, but can you see how cute this is going to be? So cute! It's greenery time. We're going to use this really cute greenery bush. I love it because it has berries, it has twigs, and has all the fun stuff. But when we want to use something smaller and we want to break it down into small pieces, sometimes we can use the tear method. And this is something I love when we have florals that are available this way. We can just tear them into small sections. That saves us a lot of steps in prepping our bushes for our projects, whether we're making big centerpieces or small ones or wreaths, whatever we're making in design school, we're going to save those pieces. And then you're left with a really good piece of wire here that could be a wreath hanger. Just clean it up, pull some of the paper off, and don't throw these away. These are great to use whenever you need big pieces of wire to attach. So we're going to put that aside. I'm going to take that greenery that we just tore down, and we're going to actually use it in little small sections. So I'll take and cut it down even more. And if you have a rough edge from where you were tearing, you fix that and you pull it down. And here you go, you got 2 already. And we're going to do that for the whole bush. Cut them into little manageable sections, and we want to keep them wired together. That's important. It's going to save us a lot of steps. This section has twigs. Twigs are my absolute favorite. So I'm going to pull out the twigs. We're going to use those separately because they're my fave, and I'm going to pull them out. And then we're going to cut this into a couple of small little sections too. So I've got a little bit of vine and a little cluster. So I have a little bit of everything here. If you can, just take her little skirt, kind of pull it up out of your way, and we can work around that when we start to put our pieces in. So the first thing I want to do is I want to use kind of similar pieces on either side of her body to fill in around in our little tire swing. So this one's going to kind of come in. Now this greenery, this is why I'm suggesting it, it's wired everywhere. So that literally means I can manipulate it and flip it around. And now I have some greenery spilling out of the edge. And I love that. We call that breaking the plane in design school, and it's really important for what we're doing here. We want to break the plane and kind of soften the edges of the design. So I'm going to take another piece that's almost identical to that last one we used on that side, and now we're going to use this on the other side, okay? So I'm going to hold it like the cluster like this, give it a swirl in that glue pot, and then we're going to go in on this side behind her. Right over here, it's going to tuck right behind her. And we're going to use the same technique where a little comes out and spills over, and then maybe some stays inside, and that way she looks really cute from either side. I got a little touch of greenery, and definitely manipulate that to where it's coming out. Now, I think it's going to be fun to get a little bit coming out from below her. So I'm going to take her and put her on top of my little bucket so I can raise her up a little. Okay, this is just a pot that is painted that I love. It's so cute, but you can see it's going to be easy for me to work in and kind of see what's going to spill over. So we're going to switch that out a little bit. So she's just sitting in here and holding up so I can see kind of, okay, how cute is that going to look? So I know I want some more grass coming over the edge, so let's use another one of these little pieces. We're going to glue that and tuck that in. And this one's a little longer. I'm going to go over here on the left side, tuck that in. You see how cute she's getting? She's looking adorable. And all we've added is greenery. I still got her little dress tucked up, but when we get all done, we will take and bring that around. If you want a little bit of a greenery, I think I'm going to put a little bit right on the right side too here. This one has a little berry cluster, which will be a lot of fun right in here. So just keep working around. Ooh, look at that. Look how cute. She's looking so cute. So we've done a great job with the greenery so far. Next step, tulips. I love tulips because of the fun ways they grow and they reach out towards the light, and you can utilize those in this design too. So we're going to open up this cluster of tulips. These are our nice tulips. These are the real touch tulips, which are really, really cool. So I'm going to cut them open. Now I'm going to take these and we're going to work these all around. Now I would like to work these in clusters of 3 or 2, not just have random tulips everywhere. We kind of want to work them in little clusters. So if we do one on each side of 4 and one of 5, that would work fine. And then once we kind of know what we're doing, we can do a 3-in-1 type thing. I can take and just kind of swirl these around each other. Okay, so they're twisted around and they're not going to go anywhere. And then just trim this off to one longer stem. So now this one stem is going to work as the holder for everybody. All right, and let's have this one kind of come up high and see if that would work. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so cute. So I'm going to dip that in my glue skillet over here, bring your little arm over. Now you want to just pull that dress out of your way, because remember, we're trying to keep everything centered there. Oh my gosh, how cute. She's going in. I'm double checking. Yep, she went in. Looking good. So these 3 can sit up here, and then I'm going to take and bring these little berries out that were behind. Look how cute. All right, so we've got some tulips on this side, and then how about one that kind of comes down? And I'm going to go a little rogue with this one. We're just going to let this one just kind of curl up and reach out. Why? Because I like it that way. And this one's going to kind of come from the same area but come down a little. All right, you want to hear that crunch into the foam so you know it's going in strong. And then there's what our one side looks with the tulips. Ah! Super cute. Let's do the other side. And over here, we've got 5 tulips to put in. So I'm going to start with a cluster of 3. Again, do that same technique. I'm going to go a little bit lower, so I'll just cluster them a little tighter with their cute little leaves. And then you just take and twist it around nice and tight, so a nice tight base. And then I'll trim that one off, and you've made your own little cluster. And you can leave 1 or 2 stems. I left 1 a minute ago, but I think it might be a little stronger with 2. So I'm gonna go just a little bit shorter, and then this is gonna go on the left. I'm dipping it in the glue pot, coming over here, and I'm tucking her in. She's going in. You can see she's a little bit lower here, which is perfect. We want these to be just a little bit lower, but I want them reaching out, you know, and coming. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then our last cluster, I know I want to have some fun and kind of come down. So I'm going to fix her skirt so I can see where that skirt's going to be. Okay, perfect. This is so cute. The last 2 tulips. I'm going to do the same thing. I want these to be a little bit longer because I want them to crawl out from underneath her. Like, she just plopped herself in this little garden of tulips, and she's living her best life. So are we. So are we creating this. Now I'm going to go all design school on you because I want you to think about what's the flow I want here. And so we have lines and we have flow, and right now we have that transition in the middle, but the flow I want to create, I think I want to kind of have a little C over here, and then have these tulips kind of come in front of her legs. Won't that be adorable? So I'm going to set her back down. I kind of leaned her back just a little bit so we can see the front of her really good. So if that's going to be a C this way, we gotta move, everybody. They got to be on the move here. All right, so grab it like a pencil. We're going to put that into the glue and just tuck that right under here. Oh yeah, she's cute. She's feeling that. She knows she's cute. She's like, I'm good looking. I know. And I want to push her in. Feel that go into the foam. Now you can see these guys kind of coming under the fern and coming around. Ooh. All right, now that gives us an idea where to put the twigs. And the twigs can help us refine that shape that we started with. So let's grab our twigs. So when we broke down that greenery bush, we were able to get one really killer twig like this. And if we're careful, we can tear it and we can turn it into 2 or 3. And I'm going to keep it into a cluster of 2 and 1 single one. And then what we're going to do is just gently curl up the twigs on the edges. I love that. I love to be able to curl these and just make them really wispy. See how wispy they are? Isn't that cute? And then we want to have some motion going into these twigs, like they are going with the direction we want them to go. And for us, we're going to use twigs just on this side where we're creating a little bit of that C shape. So I'm going to leave these fairly long so that they can come out of the top of the tulips we put right here. So I'm going to give that a swirl in the glue, and then we're just going to come right back here and tuck behind them. Oh my gosh. You want to hear that crunch so you know it's gone in, and then we have our little twigs, and that's such a little detail, but so cute. Can you see the twigs? There they are curling right there, right up here and right here. And then we'll take our last twig. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to come down and reinforce the line we created with the tulips at the bottom here. Okay, so the same thing. We're just going to twirl that around our finger. If you want a smaller little curl, you could use that barbecue skewer we just used, or a pencil, something like that. It's small enough it would work fine. This I'm going to leave pretty long. I've got glue on it, and then we're going to come in here to just right behind the tulips and tuck it in. You want to hear it crunch? Oh, there it goes. I heard it. And that little detail is just perfect there. So your final step is just to fluff out her little skirt, because that's going to hide all of our mechanics. We're going to start with a 14-inch wreath base, and we're going to kind of go way off this base. Think about that when you're getting ready to design. Sometimes you can start with a smaller base and really use it as kind of like the structure for the design, and then go way off of it. And that's what we're going to do in this one. We know that the main durable piece in this is the bunny head here. So he's got to go in first. I'm going to be putting him right over here on the right side of the wreath. And I'm just going to be poking him in with some of our skewers so he can just go right into the base. These are our wooden skewers, and we use these instead of cooking. We're cooking up something pretty, a wreath. We're going to use these to stake him into the wreath base. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I know I'm going to have him over on this side. And he does have a little hanger on here, but I'm not going to use that this time. So I'll just take my scissors and we'll just chop that off. Give him a little haircut because we don't need that. But I do want to add a lot of support with the skewers to hold him in place. We're going to do that right now. So once I know where I want him, which is pretty much on the right side of the design, then I'm going to take the skewers and we're going to dip them in glue. And you're able to kind of come in and start to attach him. You're just going to kind of get some, you got to have a little bit of angle on it. And you're going to feel it go in. Okay, the first one's in. And usually I want to do 2 or 3 of these just to make sure I'm getting it in there good. This one will come from the back. All right, let me trim that one off because it's a little, it's gonna poke out the back. All right, we'll trim both of those. So we've got 2 in. Now my next angle is we need some from the top because we need it supported everywhere. And that's why we designed these bunny heads out of foam. So they are super easy to attach to a wreath base. So I'm gonna do the same thing, and this is gonna go into the top of his head. So you can see here, I went in way at the top. And now I've got 3 in there, and that may be enough. I'm gonna give it this shape test just to see. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I think that's fine. You could put as many as you like. You can also take and put a wire in the back and just totally wire them in, whatever's easier. I just like to use my dowels. It works pretty well. And you kind of use leverage all around to help hold it. The tension helps hold. The first part's done and the bunny's in. All right, now let's start part 2. We need to add that greenery. This time our greenery is going to be this cherry blossom bush. And so with this one, it's got a floral head and a greenery and a little filler flower. So I'm able to separate that into sections and have the perfect picks. So I'm going to do that for 2 bushes. Once you have your pieces all torn down, we need to take and do what we call shaking hands. So that means we're going to make friends with this spray and we're going to shake hands and get each piece spread out to where it's really pretty. And then trim off the edge so it's nice and neat so you're ready to put these in your wreath and you can start creating your design. I'm going to do that with every piece, and then after every piece is fluffed out, we'll start putting them in. Okay, Blue Merinos, we have shaped out. We shook hands with every one of these pieces, and now we're ready to start to put them in our design. I know that I'm gonna wanna put my bow right here in the center. So I'm gonna start working out in, so I kind of get a shape developed. So we're gonna go over here in my electric skillet. My glue pot is right here on my left. I generally have that out of camera because it's not pretty. It's just over to the side, and I'm gonna take, and once I get a little glue on these, we're gonna start to press these in and shape out our design. Now, one of the neatest trends we've been playing with is like neutral pieces for Easter as well. And they have doing so well because the farmhouse, the natural look, even though some of that is kind of going out, there's so many people who have that decor and they want seasonal pieces to go with it. So it's kind of like a cottagey, fresh, clean look for Easter. And we've done it for many years, but we are doing incredibly well with it in our Etsy shop. When I put something up new that's natural, people are loving it. So that's kind of why we are making this design today in this color palette. I've got my longest pieces in, and now I'm gonna work towards the middle. Everybody gets a little glue, and then I'm putting them in to the design here, just going between the grapevine. I'm not pushing it to the back, it's going between. We'll keep shaping that out. Putting it in here. Thank goodness we've already shaped these. It helps it go a lot faster. Now we're just gonna kind of do mirror image. What we did on the bottom, we're gonna do on the top. And I'm gonna bring that in here to the top. I love it. We have lots of design school students who love to come and create and learn how to create for stress relief and just a really fun hobby. So it's so fun when we kind of get in the zone and get to create together. I love this part. Now, this is a little bit of Spanish moss, okay? And whenever I get too much glue or I've got like a gap that I need to fill and make sure a stem doesn't rotate on me, I'm gonna put a little of that Spanish moss in there. So that's what I just did right there. Okay, so I'm down to where I have 4 pieces left. So I'm gonna take, and we're gonna cut a little bit to go to the inside. So we're gonna take one of our pieces, and just get our wire cutters and cut that in half here. So I get 2 smaller pieces out of 1 big one, okay? Just, you could do that anytime with any floral you have. Most of them can be sectioned out, no problem. So if you're limited on how many supplies you have left to make something, think about sectioning it out so you can kind of get even distribution in your design. Don't worry, okay? You can make it work. So now I'm gonna bring these 2 to the center and go right between those. Okay, and then I'm gonna give this one a little bit of a bend. We love working with things that have that nice wire in them. Let me show you where we're at so far. Look at this, the bunny head's in. I've got 3 pieces of the cherry blossom down here, 3 above, and we got a great base. We're just starting off, but we got it. We got a great starting point. And we call this setting our perimeter. And sometimes we do that with florals, sometimes we do it with grasses or greenery. Here we did it with a combination of both. So we set our perimeter on the design. Next step, we're gonna keep these to the side. We'll be using this more in a little bit. And now I'm gonna grab my tulips. I love my tulips. These are some of the small tulip bushes. And we're gonna cut these down to go in here and start adding them in. They're a great spring flower. And these have a cute little head. So I'm gonna take and start to cut these off here. And then we'll put them in our design. The leaves can push up just a little bit. And I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna cut, cut, cut. And I like the leaves kind of a little bit tighter to the head anyway. We're just gonna take and cut those off. Okay, Bloomerinos, all the heads are cut off those bushes. And now I have individual tulips just like this. And we're gonna put them right into our wreath base. Now, I've got a great shape going and we wanna kind of work with that as we continue to design in here. So I'm gonna put these in clusters of 2 and then we'll take and we will get them loaded up with the glue. Now with these tulips, could you make sure you're seeing the front of the leaves? That's one of my hugest pet peeves ever, is when the leaves are backwards. So try to make the leaves go to the front. And we'll start off by putting some down here low. And then we're gonna work our way backward up to our, what we call our transition point, where the direction shifts. So we're gonna work on that. So that's 2. Let's do a cluster of 3 here for fun too. All right, so I've got it in a cluster and then I'm gonna put them all 3 in together. I'm giving it a good swirl in my glue. And we're gonna come out here. I cannot wait to put this puppy in my Etsy shop. Whoop, this one got loose on me. Let me get some more glue on it. It needed a little bit more. Okay, perfect. It's gonna go in there. So I've got 2 clusters down here at the bottom. Let's go to the top and we'll add some more just up at the top. So I'm gonna start with a cluster of 2 to match this one. So I'm looking for a shorter one here. Here we go. So a long one, a short one. And I'm giving that a little swirl in the glue pot and I'm gonna come up above up here. Let's go in here. Yay, those 2 are going in right there. Now, I'm gonna do this one matching right in here. So move those floral blooms over. Oh, and I want them to stay together pretty good clustered. So I'm gonna push them and watch those leaves. Don't you turn on me, leaf. What I wanna see a back. I like the cute front on the leaves. Here we go. Now I have a cluster of 3. I'm gonna hold it tight. And we'll do the same thing like this right in there. Let's come up here. Come on in. All right. And I'll make sure it's going into that wreath. Like if you feel like, something's stopping it, you gotta pull it out and redo it. And sometimes there's some grapevines kind of holding it up behind. And then if you get a little hole, grab your Spanish moss. Right in here, I've got a little bit of hole, so I'm going to push some moss in there. It kind of creates a nice little bond with the glue and the Spanish moss. All right, now let's have a little bit going to the outside. Now right in here, I think it'd be great to have some going to the outside. Right in this back part. But before I put it in, let's put a little bit more of the cherry blossom with the greenery, and it's got a little bit of fern in it. Let's put that in next. I'm gonna cut this into 2 smaller pieces again, because I think that works a little bit better. We don't need it so long. And because we want to kind of tighten up this outer perimeter as we get back to the middle here, because this is where our bow's gonna go. So now I'm gonna take and put a piece right here. I love that. A little short piece, and we're leaving a little space open for the bow. And in design school, we call that the bow zone. So we'll leave room for our bow zone right in there. Now I'm going to come above. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going on the top side of the bow zone. Yeah. All right, now we kind of have a good base set in there for us to add the tulips back here. So let's do that right now. I'm going to grab 2 and 2. We're going to do 2 clusters of 2 because I want you to save about, I think we're going to save 4 tulips to work in around the bow. And then we're going to save some of the cherry blossom spray to go in around the bow too. And I'm going to show you why that's important when we get to that part. So now let's put these tulips in. So our clusters went 2, 3, 2. All right. It's a weird math thing and I get all into it, but I'm not going to go too crazy right now. But just know 2, 3, 2. All right. You don't have to add it up or do anything with it. Just enjoy the process. You're supposed to have fun and relax, Keleas. Why are you talking about math? We're just saying. We're just saying. All right, let's go on the top side. Y'all, my daughter does all this math stuff that's so high level. That used to be my jam, and now it's like, oh, what are you doing? You're passing me so fast. I guess that's what they're supposed to do. All right, let me show you what we got going so far. We got our bunny head in our first step, and then we laid the gray perimeter. We started off with our foundation here with our cherry blossom, which has our greenery and everything. Look how cute it is. This guy is so cute so far. And then we came back in with the tulips. Still the same color palette with the cream and green. And we did the 2, 3, 2 pattern up and above. And now our next step before we add any more floral is gonna be the bow. And we're gonna put it right into that zone that we left called the bow zone. It's going right in here to the middle. So I'm gonna take and grab my cable tie and just put it through a couple of pieces of the grapevine here. You don't need to go through a whole bunch. I don't like going all the way through the back if I can keep from it. If you can keep the back of your wreath just pretty neat and natural, it's a little more appealing to people who have storm doors or glass doors. It's hard when you first start to keep the back neat, but over time you'll get a lot better at it. Mainly because you're not putting your stems all the way through the back, okay? You'll just get better. I promise. Over many years, I've gotten a lot better with that. Now that my bow is in the bow zone, I'm gonna kind of tuck it over a little and we're gonna start to fluff it up, and you need to boss it around. You gotta be the boss of your bow. Be a little aggressive and layer in the tails. Because we don't want to feel like, I don't want to feel like my tails are just all only at the front. I want them worked in to the design. I just want them worked in there. I love this. Bring that down. Let's bring these here. Flip this around. Oh my gosh, how cute. See how cute it's coming together ready with putting that bow in? And this is immediately picking up the black from the hat and the black on the glasses, and it's really tying that in with that pop of the black color. And this is velvet too, so we even have the same texture going on. All of that's kind of really important in the cohesiveness of your final project. So think about that when you're putting stuff together. Even the texture can matter in design. Now I'm going to grab the last few pieces we have left as promised, and we are going to start with our greenery, and we're going to start using that first. And I want to use it in and around the bow, because that makes it feel like it's coming out of a garden or the woods and very fresh. So I'm going to take and trim these all down to where I've got 3 pieces here. And we're going to work that right into the bow itself. So I'm going to start with this one up higher. This is a pretty long stem. Trim it down shorter because you're going into that space right behind the bow, and you just don't have a whole ton of room. So I'm going to trim it down a little. And we're going to go right above. Going right above. Oh yeah. Once you do this, you're going to love it. I mean, once you start to break the plane of the bow a little bit with florals, you'll just love that. And it just makes it so soft looking. So I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to work on the outside right here. So I don't have to cut this one so short, but it's going right in behind the bow. Just just going to tuck it in and then bend it. There you go. Bring it forward, and then now I've got that coming out. And oh, I've got one more piece here we had already cut. And this one I think I'll use kind of out and down in this section right here. So you can literally just go slow and layer these pieces in. They're short and they just stay tight to the bow. It's kind of your detail finish work that you're working on. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the inside. And we'll cut this piece down too into small little pieces. So even every stem you're using in this project, you can take and trim it down. If you haven't gotten the kit for this project, we'll be happy to share that link with you. Just ask for it in the comments and we'll get you the link to the kit. Okay, I'm going to trim this piece off. And now we're going to work a little bit more to the inside. Same song, different verse here. I was just tearing off a little paper. Sometimes the paper gets a little bit long. And if it does, what happens? You end up putting in your glue pot and then you're swinging glue all over on that paper. Just trim it off. Just tear it. Just tear it. You don't even need anything special. Just tear it. All right, I'm going to use a little bit more right in there. So I've kind of come in between each little layer of the bow and softened it up with the greenery and the filler flowers. So perfect. Right there. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, let me show you. Let me give you a good close-up. Oh my goodness, so cute. So stinking cute. Okay, we have some tulips we saved for around the bow too. We're gonna do those next. We got 4 tulips left, and I think they would be super cute just to kind of tuck in around the bow. You can use them individually, meaning like 2 above the bow, 2 below. I think that would work fine. So let's kind of go with that plan. I'm going to take the first one here. I pulled the leaf up a little bit. And we're going to kind of go in. This one's kind of got this natural curve that way. So it'll go perfect right here, kind of curving over toward the bunny's head. And we'll just pop it in. Right in here. So I just move my bow out to the side for just a second. And then I just bring that back. Perfect. All right, so now I'd like one maybe in the middle, kind of coming right to here. So how about this one? We'll give it a little bit of a bend. And we'll go right above. So adorable. I'm loving this. Okay, so that's what we've got in the top section. Now we're gonna work in the bottom section. So in the bottom section here, our shape kind of curves around this way. So automatically, I think it'd be great to have one going in right here. So I'm going to watch my leaves, make sure they are going forward and not facing backwards, and then just go right in here. And then let's do one more, just right, kind of coming out of the center. I think that's like a no-brainer. Matter of fact, we have one piece of the greenery left. Let's put that first in there, and then we'll put the tulip right on top. This is going to be just the perfect finishing touch. Right in here to the bottom. Have that kind of come down perfect. And then let's bring that tulip right out of there. I'm just going to take my ribbons and fluff them just a little bit. I love this type of color palette. I think it's just so natural. It's classic, timeless. And I'm sure that's why we always do well with it, because no matter how you change up your decor for different seasons, it's always going to work. Okay, we got gold bunny ears, we got carrots, we got all the cute stuff, and we're going to work on a large wreath base today, and it's going to be so much fun. So let's hop right to it. We've got our grapevine ready to rock and roll, and this is a big one. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by getting our main pieces in. And for us, that's going to be our ears and our carrots. Let's get the carrots in first, because when you mix these cute carrots with these ears and the ribbons we have planned out, it's stinking adorable. Y'all, make sure you're asking for the supply list in the comments. Carrots go in first. And I'm going to start with one kind of a pie here off to the side. And I've already put a cable tie through it so I can easily attach it. So we're going to get the first piece put on right here. And, oh, make sure you got to go in the right way, because if it's backwards, it's going nowhere. So I'm going to get the first one on. It's a little wonky when you first start. Don't worry, we got this. I got to take and get it kind of up here to the right, and I want it to be this direction. Now, we may need to put one at the bottom too, but I'm going to get my first piece in and kind of see how it moves around. Once I know what we're dealing with here, that'll tell me a lot as far as how I can put the two pieces in. Okay, so that one's in to start. Really good. Okay, so our second carrot, we want to kind of cluster these up together, and I want this one to be a little bit lower, so right in here. So I'm okay with this. We can trim that little piece off. I'm going to slide this back a little bit. Yay, I love it. The next one's going to go right beside it. Kind of like snuggling up to it. So I'm going to go through a couple of pieces of the grapevine here and tuck it in. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of a shake test to see if we need to put some more ties in at the bottom. We'll see. We'll see how much she's going to wiggle around. All right, the top one's in, the bottom one's in. So I think we will put one more tie down here on this one. Look how cute they are together. Just so that they, it doesn't end up twisting out too much. Because when I'm going to make these, I'm going to teach you how to make them properly so you can sell them to your customers. And when they open them in the mail, we want to try to do our best to kind of foresee what could shift around. And so in this case, I feel like this could move like that and not look so appealing when they open it. It's going to be fine, but so let's put one a little bit lower. So I'm going to poke a little hole back here, and we'll put another little cable tie lower. No big deal. And there's no, you don't have to do that at first. You can kind of see what's going to happen and then do it. So I just poke that with the awl and I come back in here. I'm using my long 14-inch cable ties. You could go shorter, but I just find them easy to work with. All right, and we're going to try to go through just a couple of pieces here just to keep this dude from flopping around too much. All right, and I'll tuck that in the back and just trim it off. Yay! Okay, and these are going to kind of be in this direction where they're kind of up here in this quadrant of the design. Next step is to put the ears in. The ears are going to be really dramatic, and they're going to go right kind of where our bows are going. So we're going to have a bow up top and a bow down low. So I want the ears to be popping out of them. So let's kind of get started. These have long stems, and we pull in a little of that gold color. I'm just going to gently give them a little bit of movement. And you can always do this with any stem you have, whether it's floral or not. Go slowly so you don't crease anything, but you can generally give things a little bit of movement. So see, now they have a little curve to them instead of being flat. All of that kind of adds a little depth and dimension to your pieces, and that's one of my big pet peeves, where if you work on that, you can actually get more for your work when you're designing. So I'm going to put this one here, and let's go with this one maybe right in here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a stem. Now, don't worry that this is moving because we haven't even put a hanger on it. We don't even exactly know where our center is. We'll do that towards the end, okay? So this one's going to go right in there, and I am going to just push it right down into the grapevine. Right here, looking cute. So our first set of ears will be right here. I love it. Now my second set of ears is going to be kind of down here in this zone. I'm leaving the stems a little bit long so we can manipulate them how we want to curve them once the bows are in, but I'm thinking this one looks super cute, kind of coming over the carrots a little bit. So right in here. So cute. I love this. Let's put that one down there. This bunny is so cute. He's all up in our wreath, him and his friends. Now, anytime you have a little bit of glue showing, I'm always going to suggest you grab a little Spanish moss and you just go ahead and cover it up right now. That's my own little pet peeve, and it helps things hold in place. Okay, so we got our ears in, we've got our carrots in, and now next step is greenery. So our greenery stems are like this. They are long and lush, and they easily break into 3 sections. Just tear them down real easy. And then the top section, we can trim it off. And we're gonna be able to take and have 3 different sections that look exactly like this for our greenery as we go around. Now, shape this up. This one has a fern, it has a leaf, it has a berry, it's got all the things. Now, a bow is gonna go in here, and then we're gonna need to reach out from the bow. So let's start kind of up here at this top section and put these in, okay? So I'm gonna give it a swirl and put the first one in here. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna grab my other 2, and we still need to do the same thing, shake hands. Now, some of these have this cool twig in here, and I'm gonna cut the twig out because we're gonna save that to put in at the end, because I wanna use those twigs to definitely to my advantage when I'm putting them in. So I'm getting some glue on this one. We're gonna come down a little bit right in here and fluff these out. Ooh, look at that. Let's do the greenery down here at the bottom. This stem, we're just going to take and tear it down. Now, if you go to the supply list and you see some are password protected, that's because those are exclusively for our design school students. So just know if it's one of those, you won't have access to it unless you're in our class. Now, I'm going to fluff this out and separate it all where it's really looking good. There's my twigs I want to save because I'm going to treat those like the crowning glory that they are going to be. All right, let's take and put a couple of these down here. And I know I'm going to want one kind of coming in front of the ears down here at the bottom. Let's put this one here. Oh, I love that. Super cute. Look how cute this is. We got the little cluster of green berries coming up there. Oh, I love that. Look how cute. We're getting started. We're just barely getting going. And then let's have another little cluster here at the bottom. And this one can kind of come out from down below where the bow is going to be down here. Look at that. Isn't that going to be fun? So as of right now, we are saving a couple of pieces of greenery. And then we are going to be popping some of these fun moms in here too that are really full. They'll have that really good stuff. But we've got to get the bows in first because we're going to take up the real estate. If you need the link to when we made these bows and you didn't see how to make these bows, just let us know. They're also on the supply list for this project. But the long bow is going to come in and it's going to be right down here at the bottom. It's going to go right in this section with the carrots. And I'll put this right in here. Oh, it's going to be so cute. So excited about it. I'm going to slide it right in. Okay, and we're going to come back and tie this in tight. I'm trying to weave it back through the grapevine. All right. So once it's in, I'm going to trim off its little tail of the cable tie. But now you've got to go to work fluffing it up, okay? Because you've compacted it a little bit, and we want to make sure, I want that ear to be kind of coming out the center of the bow. Yeah, it's perfect. Let me show you. Oh, look how cute! Stinking cute. I can move it up a little since we're working on the bottom. Really, really cute. And that little bit of gold in that ribbon pulls in the gold from the ears. That was all part of the plan. So when I walk you through a design, I'm teaching you how to do that. And that's something you learn every week in design school, how to pull those elements together. And the mechanics behind what we're doing, and of course the techniques and tips that I've learned over the past 20, I think we're 27, however many, a long time, a lot of years. Oh, look how pretty. Bows in, secure, very nice. Now my next bow goes at the top, so let's bring the wreath down. In this bow, we're going to shift the angle on it just slightly so it matches the angle of the ears, and it's going to tuck in right here. Those ears coming out the top of the bow is just perfect. So grab your cable tie. We're going to run it around a few pieces of the grapevine here, and I'll just tuck it in. I am paying attention to my angle I'm putting it on because to me, that's a really important detail. And once again, something we do in design school is we talk about options for placement and why I am picking the one I'm picking. And how to find the end of the cable tie. Now I found it. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. Trim it off, and then I want to hide that little fat part of the cable tie. I just want to make sure it's not going to be visible. Oh, look how cute these little ears are coming out. I love that. All right, and just pull this all out. Look how cute. That black and white check is popping. So our bows are working opposite each other, and look how cute. We're doing really good. I love this overlapping the carrots. Okay, now I'm going to cut these berries out right here because I want them a little bit shorter. So that's okay. If your stem needs to be just a little bit shorter, just trim it. We can come in and fix that. Now, I've got some greenery we're going to kind of add at the end, but I'm ready to get these cute little puffballs in. And in this case, we're going to not use the leaves. I'm just going to push them down. These remind me of like, I speak for the trees. You know, put it in the comments. Okay, I'm going to trim these down on this bush so we get them all into individual stems. Now, these are just so fun because they almost look like little bunny tails. They're so poofy, but they've got that pop of orange that we've got going in this whole design. So once I've trimmed them all down, here they are. Now I'm going to take and pair them up together where they go into twos. And our first goal is we're going to try to get a couple tucked in, just kind of tight to the bow to start with because they're so stinking cute. So let's put a couple here at the top. I love these. And so it kind of looks like the little bunny tail is orange. And we make a little fat little, it's flowers, but I still like that little poofy part. Nice, 2 there. Let's go 2 up above here, and we're gonna make them into their own little cluster. And then off screen here, if you see me, I'm dipping them into glue. They're going into glue. So if you don't know what a glue skillet is, we can definitely show you and tell you all about that. Just ask in the comments. And these 2 will go right here. And then we're gonna work 2 on this side of the bow. A longie and a shorty, and these are gonna come out a little bit more. We wanna work on developing the lines that we have created and kind of reinforce them with our floral choices and our greenery, and then we do it with our twigs too. And we get really good lines. All right, now down here at the bottom, I'm gonna do a tall one and a short one. And here, I'm gonna pop some right above the little ears. They're so cute. Get a good amount of glue on there when you're going in. I'm gonna pop these in right here. Perfect. And then I like to give them a little bend where their little florals heads kind of come forward. Okay, so we got so far all of those. Wow, it's so cute. I love it. All right, let's come down. Now, I'm going to have a couple coming out the bottom too. And I'm going to take get a lot of glue on this, right down the bottom of the bow. Push this in right here. And give it a twist up. Ooh, I like that. I got to turn these leaves forward. Can't have them backwards. And then I think I'll take the last 2 here, kind of rocking out the right side here. I'm just going to take this, go right into the wreath base, and these will be just right on this side. How cute is that? And I'm going to give a little bit of a bend. Okay. Oh, yay! All right, I got a great shape going. Some of my funnest, it's the funnest. We're going to put those twigs in. I'm going to show you how. So we got to do twigs. We're going to finish up with our little bit of greenery. And the thing we want to do with the greenery at this point is we had a good foundation started, but now we want to soften all the edges of everything with our greenery. So I'm going to take these and cut them into separate sections, the couple of pieces I have left, and we're going to use these to kind of soften the edges. So I know some would look great coming out of the top of the bunny head. So I'm going to put a little bit right up here, the ears. And let those just kind of say, hello, I'm here for the party. And just shoot right between the ears. We've got some other fern up here, so let me make sure it's not backwards. I don't like it backwards. And then I need a little bit more kind of supporting this piece here. So I'm going to take this one, the green berry, and we'll kind of come down a little bit. So when I say reinforcing the line, like we have a direction going, and we want to reinforce it with some other flowers to kind of, our greenery in this case, to kind of support the shape we've got going. I'm going to even bring a little bit of it out. Come out a little bit more right here. I like it. All right, now over to this side where we got the carrots. Automatically my bow is like anchoring hard down here at the bottom. It looks amazing, but I could use some more greenery to soften up into the carrots. So I'm going to do the same thing over there. I'm going to cut this spray that we already had broke down into half, and then we'll bring it in. Okay, so what has to happen is I'm going to have this go out between our little pom-pom mums and pop it in right here. And now it kind of overlaps those carrots and softens them. I love that. In design school, we call that breaking the plane of different elements, and it's a big deal to me and really important. Now, I'm going to tuck in behind the bow a little bit here, just to fill in with the other pieces of greenery. I've got some cute little, oh, I'm hitting my ribbon. Let me reload it with glue. So if you start hitting something, you lose your glue. There we go. I'm going to tuck that in right there. Okay, and then let's go back on the left. Man, this is cute. And then I'm going to kind of come, maybe just a little bit here, kind of going up into the other bow from this way. Notice where they're slightly clashing here. Oh, that's so cool. These ears are there. Oh my gosh. Okay, as promised, twig time. It's twig time. The twigs are going to come in. I'm going to use the twigs just at the top because I love, look at our down bow. Like, oh, this bow is crushing it. And I think we can just use the twigs at the top to kind of balance it out a little bit with the shape. So I'm just going to take these, and I like to curl them because that's fun. Curl them all up, and then we're going to shape them up how we want. Just like we did the ears, you can shape all this. When you're shopping with us on Keleas.com, the stuff we sell, we really try to have good quality pieces that have good wires and bases so you can make pieces to last a long time that you're really proud of. Or if you want to become a seller and we help you learn how to do that, I want to make sure you know I really believe in selling quality products so your customers come back year after year. And that starts with great quality supplies to build your product out of. And then, of course, the great mechanics I'm going to teach you in design school. And the combination of all that and the community that you're going to find in our class is going to make you love designing. Today, we're going to start with a 14-inch grapevine vase. And this is just a really nice vine one that is, I try to pick out the best I can, but I'm always teaching in design school. You're going to get wreaths that aren't the greatest shape. So remember, there's a wreath you can make on all the shapes. This particular kit does not come with the wreath base, so you can make it on any base you want. But today we're working with a 14-inch grapevine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our main character in this wreath, and he is this cute, it's a really cute bunny head. And he's going to go right in the center. And we are going to go ahead. I got to leave a little room for my big bow. And I think it'd be really cute to have my big bow at the bottom. So I'm going to shift him up and over a little so I leave a little area down here. We have the bow video for you also. So make sure you ask for that in the comments, or you head over to the link for this kit. There'll be a link right there where you can see how to make the bow too when we get to that point. So let's go ahead and prep him up a little. We're going to cut off his little hanger. He comes with a little cute little hanger. And you can get these bunny heads without the kits on our website also, but we try to make it really, really easy for you to get everything all in one. And you don't have to go shopping to find what you need to make it. So I'm going to put him right here, and we're going to use some little wood dowels to poke him in. Most of our wreath attachments, I try to have them designed on foam, so they're really, really easy to put together. So we're going to come in with a couple of dowels in here and just kind of use friction to hold him in place. I want to make sure I'm going into his head. Let's do one more up from the top. So I'm just kind of weaving it in and out of the grapevine, and then make sure we're puncturing his either his hat or his chin. So when you end up with 3 different points of attachment, you're good to go. I'm going to trim that off. And now he's in, just like that. Really, really easy. Okay. And in design school, we do something called setting the perimeter of our design. So I told you today's video is a little sneak peek behind that curtain because class is closing at the end of the month. So you've got to get in before the end of this month. Otherwise, you're going to miss all the great spring content we have in there for you and the new things that are coming. I'm going to take this greenery. This is called our fishtail fern. It's also exclusive to Keleas.com, just like the bunny. And we're going to take and just push this up a little, but I want it nice and wispy. And we'll cut this whole bush down. We're going to start to put some of this in our design. Okay. There it is, all trimmed out, and let's go ahead and start to put it in. I love this greenery because it's so wispy and really, really looks great in your wreath or your arrangement. Holds up really, really well in the weather too. Now, as I'm putting these into the grapevine, I use Spanish moss to kind of hide any mechanics. Now, that will be in your kit, but you're more than welcome to get it on the website separately. We'll have a link there for you. I'm using the light green right now. All right. So I got a couple of pieces going up there. Now, we're going to leave a little space for a bow. Sometimes we use bows in our designs, sometimes we don't. A bow is a really great way to fill in an area and make it super, super simple to kind of cover some real estate. You know, fill it in. Fill it in. All right, I'm going to come on this side of his head, and we're going to kind of do the same thing. I want to work that in, that grapevine right there. Put a little moss on. You could also put moss on your dowel rods if you needed to hide them. I'm just going to kind of wait till we're a little bit further into the design to worry about that too much. Okay, so I'm going to put him there. And let's kind of work our way down. And if they're a little longer than you want, the nice thing about our fern, you can push it up and adjust that size. I am always throwing those cutters down. Apparently it's where I get my stress out. Honey Bunny, I save you by throwing my cutters down. Poor Honey Bunny's like, you're roping me into this wreath today? I'm innocent. I'm innocent, honey. You think he is? I don't think he is. I think we need to blame him for something. You know, now that all my videos are done at the studio here and they're not at the bloom room at home anymore, I can't blame him if I lose a tool. I literally cannot blame him because it's not his fault. That's terrible. That is just terrible. Oh, I want to blame it on him. Nope, no such luck. Do you guys do that with your spouses or your significant others? Do you do that? Man, blame them. Okay, I worked all the way around the perimeter, and now I'm going to kind of come a couple of short pieces on the inside because I want them to tuck into this little hole right here. So let's get our second bush and really, really use that in there. So I'm just pushing it up. Push up, push up. I need a push song, like, to push it up. Push it real good. I hope you guys can't hear that music in the background too much. Someone has pulled up outside the warehouse and is jamming out. When they first got here, I was filming design school class and it was shaking the walls. It was like, brr, brr. Y'all, it was shaking my brain. So I said to the design school class, I said, okay guys, I might just pause this and come back in a minute. But just as I said that, sure enough, went off. So at least it's a little more muted now. But I didn't want to go out there and, you know, have a confrontation or anything. I don't know a lot of the neighbors over here as well as I do on the other side. So I don't want to cause more trouble. We're going to be good neighbors. But I'm vibrating in here. And it's not the kind of vibrating I want. It's not a good foot massage, y'all. So I put those two in, just kind of snuggling up against his cheek. Isn't that adorable? I just love him. He is super duper cute. Look, he is so cute. He's rocking. So his greenery is in. Now I can kind of see this little dowel rod right here. And I'm going to get that covered with flowers, so I'm not too worried about it. So what you want to do now is grab your next floral in this kit, and that is this hyacinth. I love hyacinths in real life and in the springtime designs. I love them. I'm not going to use their greenery. I rarely do, because unless we buy a really fancy hyacinth, it's going to be just regular silk leaf, and I just like these flowers. They're just so pretty. So we're going to cut these off. They have a little notch here. And that is just a simple tip. Sometimes when something is notched somewhere, if you can cut it there, it's going to be easier to cut with your cutters. So if you'll look here, you see this right here? That little notch, that's where I'm going to cut it. Okay? I'm going to cut it right along there. And basically that's about 6 inches. So I am just chopping broccoli. Okay, they're all chopped down and they're off. And let's use these. I'm going to use a little on the right side and a little on the left. It's going to be a little balanced as we put these in. So let's get started. And we can always trim the stems a little bit more. But I'm going to kind of put one here, kind of going between my pretty little fern. We hit it with a little moss. Let's get in there, buddy. Yes. And then let's work down from that a little right here. So I'm going to trim this one down. Pop it in. Come on in, you cutie. Stick in there. Yeah, it looks so sweet. I love it. Now let's go to the other side. We'll get a couple in there. And just kind of have a little on the right and a little on the left. All right. I'm still leaving that area open for the bow. Remember our bow zone. Welcome to the bow zone. This is the bow zone, where people will be making bows and putting their bows in their wreaths. And there'll be no crazy Twilight Zone or no crazy music playing. Please. Alright, I'm going to put one more right here. We'll kind of have that one poking out a little bit. Right under this cute little bunny's chin. I just love to make them look like they're just in the garden out here. I just think it's so sweet. Yeah. Okay, great start, right? We've got the bunny, we have got the hyacinth, and we've got the greenery. And we've got a great shape established where he is the primary. I love his little glasses. So cute. Now, I would like to go ahead and put the bow in next because then we're going to fill in a bunch of beautiful roses all around what we've got going. So let's go ahead and put our bow in. Now remember, I told you we tied this on another video. So I'd love for you to go see that video and see how we did it step by step. So we'll put that in the comments, ask for it, or you can also go directly to the website to the link for this kit, and it will always have a link to the bow. Because when you buy a kit from us, what we do is we make sure you get a QR code so you don't have to go hunt for the video. All right, just like when you're in design school, everything is in a portal, organized. You have your passwords and you have your special discount codes. We just try to make it really easy so you can use the things we sell and make beautiful things, because we know once you do that and you complete those projects, you're gonna come back and you're gonna want to do it again because it's so much fun. Like wreathing and creating and crafting is so much fun. All right, I'm gonna put this in right here in the back. And we're putting it in that area of the bow zone. Yay! Okay, let's get in there and get it tight. Let's go. Alright, get it nice and tight. Alright, and then I'm going to trim off the end of that. And then I'll rotate it around. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's like popping up against his little cheek. You're like adorable. It's adorable already! Alright, get this down a little bit. Get your tails working for you. I want those tails going, and I want this just tucking right into him, but it doesn't have to cover up his whole face, just right beside it. Just like that, okay? And we'll get him straightened up. Now, that is cute, but we are not happy with that yet. We got more to go. So I'm going to take my last hyacinth, and we're going to use that up above his head. I wanted to kind of get these in first so that I can get a good shape going and figure out exactly how much we have working around here. Now, around the bow, we're going to work in that greenery that we didn't use yet. So we can kind of layer this bow out. And that's always a great tip, to kind of tuck in and manipulate all of this to get all those layers in that bow separated with the greenery. I think that's pretty. Okay, let's come in here. And you can't just go into the ribbon. That doesn't work. But you have to kind of separate the layers of the ribbon and then put the greenery in and then pull it into the bow. Right? Just like that. And I'll bring it down a little so he doesn't have to smoke that up your nose with the greenery, buddy. So I tuck that in right there. Now let's come to the outside. This is just too fun. So kind of like, you know, you got your background dancers and you got your main star. Well, the bunny's the main star, the bow's the main star, and then the greenery is like our background dancers. It's kind of coming up stage, going back, moving around. That's exactly what we're doing with it right here. So it's working its way into the program, I'll tell you that. And all of a sudden your bow doesn't look like it's just on there. It looks like it's in there, part of it. The huge difference. Can you tell that? Can you see that difference? Look at that bow now. Yeah. Yes. That bow now looks amazing with all that greenery in there. See it? So perfect. So the last two pieces in our kit are a beautiful rose. It's got this really curly leaf. I love that one in the center. And then we've got a filler flower that is a little rose. We're going to mix these in here, starting with these roses. So I'm going to take, and we're going to trim them off to to where they got like a 5-inch stem or so here, and I'm going to leave this greenery on the stem. So we're going to do that with each one to where they're just a little bloom there. I'm going to break those all down, and we're going to get these in next. So we're just trimming those off. Just trimming. So that one has a little leaf on it, but I'll probably trim that off when we get that far. I love the color on these. They even have like a little purple down here. Okay, so now that we've got all of our bush cut down, I'm going to put these in like little clusters of 2 with 1 bloom up and 1 bloom down. I'm not going to do anything special, but just trim them at the same length. And I'm making sure that they have no leaves on them. And we're going to start to tuck these in. Right here, we're going to begin with some at the base of the bow. I'm going to move this over, and we're going to put this one right here at the top. So this is a different color of pink. It's a little bit muted, but I think it adds a super duper richness because I must tell you, we've got the darker tones in the wreath base that I chose, and the bunny itself. We've got this little brown fuzzy ears and the bunny skin that's made out of the little sisal. I think it's just really, really neat. So put those 2 in there, and then let's have a couple come out the bottom too. So I'm going to pick a couple of longer ones. We'll just get rid of that leaf. And then I just have to kind of trim any little bits off. You don't want it to look like it's missing something. So because I sell my wreaths, and I want to make sure that when I'm done, I don't want the customer to think, well, I'm missing a leaf. No, that leaf was never in your design. But they don't know that, right? So we just trim that little attachment piece off. Okay, there are those 2 together. And let's put those coming from the bottom of our bow. So I'm going to separate out the tails. And we're going to go right underneath here. Just kind of have those tuck in too. I like these to be a little tighter to the base. Let that greenery shoot out, but this is a little tighter. Oh, that's so lush in there. I love these blooms. That's so pretty. Okay, let's use a little bit more. We're going to take our little leaves off. And this one has all that purple in the bottom. It's so pretty. This one has a little rose hip with it. I'll just leave it with it. That's fine. And then I'm going to stagger them a little higher, a little lower to give us some good impact in there. And then I'm going to take and just give them a little motion. Y'all, I can't even believe it's already time for design school to close for the season again. So I want to remind you guys, we only open up a couple times a year and onboard new students several at a time. So this is our spring season coming up. So get in class. Right there. Ooh, 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 ooh. So pretty. That little bit of purple. I love that. All right, let's use some down here. See that line working? Oh, that's a little Freudian slip. I let it go. That's a design school thing. We were working that line. Yeah, that's okay. I can tell y'all. Uh-oh. I hear the musicians moving out. I shouldn't say musicians. The musical players. All right, here's our 2. We're going to come over here. Let's just have these going right by his little chin. Oh, no. Do you hear it? I spoke too soon. Like, dude, it's time to go home. Keep rolling. I think they're rolling on. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's so cute right there. Just tucked in. Right under his little chin. Oh, ooh, 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 this is so pretty, guys. Okay, let's put one more right over there or right here. Let me look back. You always gotta step back and take a look at what you're working on. Oh, I love all the pink in here. It is fantastic. Let's go. Let's go with one more. I think we'll tuck it in right here, kind of behind the bow, just in case we need to have a little better coverage. Okay. Now once all the main flowers are in, like we just finished in the last one, hot. Dang it, you got me burnt on the last one. Be nice. Buddy, I thought we were friends. I thought we were making beautiful, Bunny. All right. Now we're going to use our pink filled flower, and this one has a little bit different pink, so mixing the 3 different pinks is really beautiful. So I'm just going to take and pull these out of here. We'll just pull each little flower, and I'm going to leave the other pieces. We can use those on something else. I just want the flowers this time. I thought you were going home, Mr. Musical Man, with your vibrating truck. I thought you were driving home, but you're still here. No, I think he's gone. I think they're gone. Oh, mother. All right, so I pulled out all of my cute little baby roses, and we're going to use those in here because they've got like little bitty, like a baby's breath on there, and then the little roses, they're going to go great. And we're going to kind of mix these in between our bigger flowers that we already have in. So I'm just going to take one, we're going to go right in here, just tuck it in, and I'm going to make sure it just kind of flops out of there. We don't want it tight, we want it to kind of come out. Come out and party with us, right? We're going to put one right in here, kind of coming out on these flowers over here. Right here. And I'm just pushing that in, and that can just tuck right there. That looks great. Beautiful. Let's put one coming out this way. This is kind of coming out the bow a little bit. That would be excellent. I can't believe how stinking cute this is. We have rocked it out together, y'all. I'm loving it. Okay. So we've got one here, and one up here a little higher. So to finish it off, we're just going to tuck that one in right by his cheek, and I'm just going to give this a twist. Oh yeah. Right here, buddy. It's going to be your little cheek mate. You get it? So checkmate. Cheekmate. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's so cute. Let me pull that grass down just a little bit so I don't cover up his face too much. He is so cute. Look at him. I love him. So for kind of a little final touch, what I'll do is I'm going to take and I'll decide before I take pictures of them and list them in my Etsy shop. I'll decide if I want to leave the ribbons just kind of flowing down. Sometimes I do that. Or if we want to curl them up, all I got to do is just take my fingers and just like if you're putting a curler in your hair, you can curl them into little ringlets. My final piece of greenery, I usually just send back and I see where I could add it in. And we did so good with the greenery here. I think I'd like one little piece kind of breaking up that top section just a little. But I just loved how we packed the flowers in and just really let them shine in here. So I think it looks amazing. Oh, hi, Blue Burritos. I was just unpacking our supplies from our latest kit, and you are gonna love this. It is so cute. This is a bunny family. Let me show you the bunnies. And you get 3 bunnies in the kit just like this. You get a couple of carrots. Let me show you those. Some of our favorite fishtail greenery. A big carrot and a little carrot that are so plush and fuzzy, and our 2 ribbons that go perfectly together. Yep, this is going to be the fun project you're going to make. This would be great to do with the grandkids. I think you're going to love it. It is a kit, and we're going to make it step by step together. I think you're going to love it. So come on in here, get started with us. We want to have some fun. Hey guys, if we never met before, I'm Keleas with Keleas.com. And what I do is teach floral design, but sometimes we like to do fun projects like this they have some floral design in them, but they're just cute and they make a big impact on your door. And that's what we're going to make today. And this particular one we use, you'll get 3 of the bunnies in the kit, and we're going to make like a little family with them. So I want you to start off by putting one bunny at the top. And you can do this on a table. The kit, the only thing you're gonna need, it's gonna come with all the crafting supplies, but you're gonna need some wire cutters, some cable ties, some hot glue, and some floral pins, or a way to pick things and put them into the foam, and a little bit of floral foam. So the basic floral design supplies you'll have to have, but we're gonna have all the fun components, so you won't have to go anywhere to grab those. Now, I'm gonna grab some cable ties, and we're gonna build our family and put them together. So what you want is one bunny up high, okay, and then 2 bunnies down low, just like this. And you can decide how high you want them, but it looks really cute like this if you have the little crook of their neck right around the side of the body right here. And then we want these to come in the middle so we can attach them. So I'm going to show you, we're going to do that one side at a time. So we're going to start with a little head here and attach this first. And I like to kind of, if you'll do it backwards, you can kind of keep all the ugly part on the back. So I'm turning it, you can tell by the ears which is the backwards part of it. It's a little hard to see from the front. But then the cable tie can kind of be hidden in the back. All right, I gotta go up just high enough where these bodies can come together, something like that. So let's start with the first one. So remember, everything's backwards right now while I put these in here. And there's a little support wire, so if you can get through that a little bit and then come back around, it will keep it a little more camouflaged. There's not going to be a lot of weight on this or anything, so you're probably pretty good. Now, if it's giving you a hard time, this is why I like to keep that awl there, right here. You can just take an awl or something pokey like a screwdriver, anything that's, it got to be a little bit smaller, but I can poke a little hole under here, and now I can make a little pathway for my cable tie to go in. So I just put it in just like that, okay? And sometimes they'll go through easy, sometimes you're gonna have to help it a little bit. Hopefully we got a good plan here. Yeah, see how easy that goes through? So we're gonna put the first one on. I'm not gonna tie it tight yet, I'm just gonna get it holding a little, okay? So it's just going like that. Now let's go on the other side, still backwards, right? Gonna do the same thing over here. I wanna make sure they're kind of even. All right, when I get ready to tighten them up, how's that gonna look? That's gonna be so cute. There's gonna be the whole family on the door. Oh man. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna use our little trick we just did and get that fuzz off there and just go through with my awl and make a little hole. And we're just putting a little more effort into this because I'm trying to just hide the mechanics. Because I'm trying to teach you right so it'll look really good and finished on the front especially. Okay, so let's bring this one over here. And you do need to kind of match them, you know, kind of keep them similar. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but close. So I'm gonna go up a little higher here. And let's see, how does that look? I think it looks pretty good. All right, so let's go through here and attach this one on this side. That's not gonna let me. It says you gotta get out that awl and poke a hole, ma'am. It does make it a lot easier. All right, come on through there. Come on through the hole, buddy. All right, I got it. And now we're gonna take and attach this very loosely, not tight yet. The reason I'm not doing it tight yet is I need to make sure we've got enough room to be able to, you know, wiggle it if we need to wiggle it, but we're doing good. All right, we'll pull these tight now that we know they're right where we want them. And you're gonna try to just push that little knobby part where it's kind of where it won't scratch somebody's door to the inside here of those heads. All right, now let's go down here to the bottom and we're gonna attach these together right here. So same song, different verse. Make a little hole, make a little hole. So by doing this with the cable ties, what we're doing is we're just making it a nice strong door hanger that's several pieces put together, but it's so cute. It really is cute. Now, if you're worried about any of this showing, you can take a little bit of ribbon, like some little green ribbon or some Spanish moss, and you can cover this on the back. I am not too worried about it because it's going to be on the back and it's green. It coordinates. So that looks pretty good. And my last thing I want to do is I want to put another cable tie right at the center of the base so that it really makes it solid. So I'm going to do one side over here because we're going to put all of our fun stuff we're putting on, our carrots and our ribbons and our greenery, is all going in this middle section. So we've got to make sure that's strong. So I'm going to put one more piece here. I think we're going to end up using 5 cable ties on this base. All right, and one more over here. I love that we're doing it all in the back so nobody sees anything. Okay. Put my all through and then I'm going to pull it back. You could use like a shish kebab skewer. Just be careful you don't hurt yourself. But making that little hole makes it so easy. All right, here comes our last one. So pulling it tight, and I'm just gonna tuck it in right here behind. All right, now just trim off all of these little tails poking out. I'm gonna grab my wire cutters and we're gonna trim all of these guys off. You hear the clip, clip, clip? That's good, we're moving on. So look, that was the back. Are you ready? Look at the front. Look at the front, you're not gonna see anything. Don't worry about it moving, because we're gonna put some foam right there in a minute, and this puppy's gonna be perfectly ready to go. Isn't he cute? All right, so cute. All right, next step, get the foam on, all right? So the floral foam is, you want to use this foam right here. It's like dense, it's not sandy, it's dense, and it's not made to get wet. We're going to put it right here where everybody comes together in the center, okay? I'm going to put a little glue on that. We're going to glue it, but that's not enough. You're going to need to use some wire to attach it as well, just for security. I'm dipping this in hot glue in my glue pot. So you get a bunch on there, and now we're going to go right in here. Okay, and what we're going to do is I am going to use some of my floral pins. I've got them in my little basket under here. And they're just a little metal U pin. You can see them. Can you see that? It's a little U. See that little metal pin? All right, I'm going to take and glue this. Put a little glue on that, and we're going to go right into the body of the frame of the bunnies and into the foam. So that way it just holds it on there. You don't want to rely just on the glue anytime you're putting any kind of heavier attachments. These aren't that heavy, but I just don't trust that the foam would stay on. It might come off. So we're going to back it up with several of these little pins. And that's the same technique we would use in our class. And we're teaching how to do floral design. You use these pins for this. You can also make some out of some heavier wire if you don't have them. You can make some, or you can just buy them in the pack at the craft store. Okay, so our little bit of foam's on. Now we get to do the fun part. The fun part is putting our carrots on and in place and getting our bow in. So we're going to start with the big carrot first. I want him to kind of come off the side right here. So I can still kind of see my bunnies, but he's working off the side. Is that so cute? I love that. So it does have a seam of the fabric, so I'm going to watch where that is, and we're going to just put this in right here. And the easiest way to do is I can attach it here at the top, right to the greenery first, and then I will also use a floral pin to pin it into the foam to hold it. But I want to count it, you know, I want to make sure it's going to stay. So I'm going to grab my awl, and we're going to poke a little hole. And we'll just use our cable tie up there. So I'm poking a little hole in here, just like this, wiggle, wiggle, and it'll go right through the fabric. And you want to hold that spot for a minute, because we're going to go through there with the cable tie. Let me grab a couple more cable ties over here. All right, and you'll just push that through. It's got batting and things in there, but usually when you use the awl, it'll go right through, okay? So now take that around. We know it's going to sit right next to our foam, but we got to get it attached nice and strong. Once again, I'm going to go through the bunny and not just around. so it's a little bit more stable and it's not wiggling as much. So we're going through. I love these bunny frames. They're just so forgiving, easy to work with. So easy. There he goes. And we'll put that on there nice and tight. Okay, just like that. And we will cut that one off. Bunny's getting her carrots. So cute. I'm going to play with those leaves a little. One down, one up. And now let's poke these in to hold it against the foam. I want to tuck it right there. So just take it, poke a hole. All right, but you need glue on that. You can't just put those in and they won't stay because they're like a smooth metal. So you're going to put some glue, and now we're going to use that to push into the foam. All right, push it on in, and now that's going to make it snug right there. We got a little glue on it, no big deal. We're going to just let that set up, and we'll be ready to go. Now, grab your bow. We made the bow on another video, so you are going to want the link to that video, which you will get the link to it if you purchase the kit, and you can also ask for it here or find it on the supply list for this project. So the bow needs to tuck in really tight right here. So I'm going to add a wire to the back. We have a cable tie in here, but we need to get that actually on a strong wire, so it'll be a little stronger. And I'm going to use 18 gauge wire and make a little bit bigger floral pin. We could save that for another project. And just take and make this, so it's a little bit larger than a normal floral pin, and I'm going to push it on into that foam there. So there it is, a big U-pin, okay? And we're going to push it in. And I want it right next to the, carrot, just like right on in here. There you go, perfect. Now fluff it out. It's going to take a little beating here. I'm going to fluff it back out, and that's so cute already. And make sure you find the center of the bow. It's right here, and I want that to be kind of matching the angle of the carrot. There's so much in design that is about angles and things, and that's, I love to teach you that and show you that and make it easy on you. Okay, carrot time. Grab the second carrot. This carrot's going to kind of come down a little bit more. I want this carrot to be at the center of the bow, but kind of work its way down into those, down into the bunny tails and the ribbon tails right here, okay? So find the seam on the carrot. Let's put that at the back. And then we're going to put her right in there. We're going to use that same technique that we just did with the bow. So I'm going to take and make a hole, and we'll make a little heavier wire. This is 18 gauge wire. We'll have that kind of come down. You might already have that in your craft room. I'm just feeding it through, and always make sure you get a good section of fabric. See, I left a lot of fabric, so it's going to be hard to pull out. And then we're going to make that into a little bit longer U-pin. Not quite that long, but a little bit longer. And I'm going to put some glue on it for my glue skillet and just put it on there. I should have done that with the bow. I dipped the bow. I didn't mess up, but that is a great way to get glue everywhere. Now pull that bow up. We want this to tuck under the bow, okay? Right there. I want it to be right here along the bottom of the bow. Push it in. Make sure it's going into that foam. We're going to put one part up and one part out. And I want it to kind of dangle into the ribbons anyway. So it's okay if it moves a little. Just make sure you got it secured really good. Just want to make sure it went in. Okay, that looks great. It's so cute. I love it. All right. So our last and final step is to take and add some greenery. I love to put greenery in there to just kind of mix it up and add some contrast. We've got all that bright green on the back of our design. Isn't it cute? I love this. All right, now we're gonna take these and we're gonna push them up just a little bit. I do want to leave them long because we've got to get to that foam behind everything. And we're going to use a few of our floral design principles when we get ready to put this stuff in. Okay, and let's trim this all down. I think you are going to love this. Okay, and this will just add a little soft wispiness. So I'm going to get in here and we're going to start over to that right side and put one in right behind the carrot. And you can just go right into your block of foam. The one kind of coming up here, like he's in the garden, and give him a little motion. Like, give that a little bend. Stop using stuff flat. Like, give it some motion. And I'll put this one in over here behind these carrots. And really, the nice thing is your bow is camouflaging all your mechanics, your foam. You don't have to have a lot of florals in here to do this design. And it's really cute. Okay, let's put one more right here. Hear that crunching in the foam, you know you're in the right spot. And I love our bunnies behind it. Their little heads popping out. Come to the middle, right behind the bow here. Yep. Y'all need this on your door. It is so cute. Let's put one on this side. Kind of coming down into these tails, so we can kind of have it peek out between them. So just take and, not everything has to be in the back. This one could be more in the front. Just kind of give it wiggling out. Let's put one over on the right. Bring these out a little bit. Work between those little tails. Kind of coming forward. Oh, yes. And then let's do one right down, kind of beside this long carrot at the bottom. And this can kind of cascade. Oh, this is so cute. I love it. I love it. This has been a design I've had in the works for a while, and I think you are gonna love it. Look how cute they are. Isn't it adorable? Y'all, I can't wait for you to try to make your own like the super duper cute. Grab this kit and just have that popping off your door. So much fun for the season.